Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Garblag Games. I am Ben, in as host for Pete, who had to go and fight crime on the grim streets of
Willikers.
Today, we're going to be doing a one-shot playthrough of Those Dark Places, a new sci-fi game coming in November 26th from Jonathan Hicks, who will be GMing, and that's for General Monitor, not Games Master, the session today. With me, I've got Safino and Dan and Nye and Simon. Ooh, looks like we got a decent crowd in on Twitch. So before we go any further, I will let you know, Twitchers, that Jonathan has graciously agreed to let rerolls stand. So if you've got the Garblag Gropes for it, you can spend 1,000 Garblag Groats to get a player a reroll, or 2,000 Garblag Groats to get Jonathan himself a reroll. Please don't do that. It's space horror. Content warning wise, you can expect there to be some gore, some body horror, and without any doubt, some swearing. So be prepared. You have been warned. This is not a children-friendly stream. Unless your children are like body horror, gore-soaked, swearing, hard drinkers. Got to allow for these things.
Yeah. Inclusivity.
Regional view there, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard
Event Horizon. Event Horizon is a fairly safe bet. I'll get Jonathan to introduce the game to us in just a second. But before we do, please do join us on Discord and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and all of those good things. But for now, I'm going to hand over to Jonathan to tell you a little bit about Those Dark Places. Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you very much. Right, well, welcome to Those Dark Places. This is going to be a one-off of a new adventure that's not been played before. What I wanted to do was go to different places and sort of run one-off adventures of different kinds and see what the feedback was like, and then decide which one I wanted to write up as a full adventure. But in this particular case, I'm just going to run this quick adventure. We're going to start with character creation, which should only take a few minutes, even though there's 5 players. It's very simple. I'll give a quick overview of the rules, and then we'll just dive straight in. Those Dark Places is a science thriller, industrial science thriller role-playing game. So if you think of films of the 70s and 80s, science fiction movies, with the aesthetic of things like Silent Running, Alien especially, which is my favourite film in the entire world, and it is the greatest film ever made, and I don't want to hear any argument against that. And things like Outland, the aesthetics of things like Blade Runner and that sort of thing. Basically, it's story, even films like The Thing, or any kind of horror or slasher film movie, where you basically have a bunch of people on their own in the middle of nowhere with no help coming, and that's the kind of thing that I want to try and emulate. So it's that aesthetic. So we might as well just cut it and just go straight into it. So guys, this is the first thing that we're going to do to create your characters. You start off with attributes, 4 attributes, and these are charisma, agility, strength, and education. The acronym of which spells case. So this is your case file. I'm a comedian. So there you go, you see.
I didn't get that.
No,
I'm
neither did
really
I.
stupid.
It's crazy. Education, which should have been intelligence, but I thought the Cassie file just didn't work. So basically, you take the numbers. You get the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. And you take those numbers and you put it into which one you think your character's good at. So the higher the better, of course. So if your character is dead smart, then stick a 4 in education. If they're really, really agile, then stick a 4 in agility, and you get the message. So just take a second to put those numbers into there, and just let me know when you're ready.
My numbers are
What crew roles are people going to be thinking about then?
I'm liaison.
See, this is the thing about Those Dark Places. You can, if you want to, consider what your crew role is going to be, and then see which attribute's going to fit next to it. But you don't have to do that, because even though, yes, your character might want to be a fantastic pilot, he might not be very good at it. So, you know what I mean? So
adds to the humour.
Officer, yeah, we're glad that you're the science officer, but you're a little bit crap. So, you know what I mean? You've got to, you can do that if you want to, but if you want to tell me what sort of role you're going for, or what role that you want to do, I'll just let you know what attribute suits it the most.
I'm going to be a medic. I'm going to be a
Yeah,
medic.
you're the
I've
medic.
already done my things. Education.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Education. That's it. Yeah.
And then I'm portly, so
liaison.
I've gone for agility 1.
Yeah. I'm liaison, so I assume charisma is
Charisma is going to be your best attribute for that. Yeah.
That's my number 4. And I'm a smart one because I've got 3 for education. So, oh, my other stats are shit though. So I'm really, I'm the dork, which I'm always whenever I play these games. I'm the dork.
The nerd officer.
You're getting typecasted now.
I know, it's a shame. I do it to myself.
Safina, what are you going to go for?
I'll let you choose your role, and I'll take what's left. So
I won't tell you until I know what you're having.
I've got my stats sorted, so I don't.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, the liaison and medical officer are gone, but you can have more than one officer
Yes,
on the
of
crew if you
course,
want
yes.
to. Because at the moment, the game that I'm going to run is going to be just basically you're sent out as a team, so you're not actually going to be a ship crew.
Mhm.
If you're actually designing a proper ship crew, then yeah, go for those. What's going to suit the vessel.
Theoretically,
But at the
we
moment,
can
you can
all
all
be-
choose whatever you want.
Yeah, we can all be helm officers and sit pointing at what do this, and there's nobody else, just us all sitting on a big limb.
You're just waiting for everybody else to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I command you.
Well, I'm gonna
Right.
go. Yeah, go on, Ben.
No, go ahead.
Please.
No, after you. No, please, after you, because I really can't make my
I'm
mind
going to
up.
go engineer. I'm charisma 1 because I normally spend my time at the arse end of the ship. I don't have to put up with any miserable.
Yeah. So yeah, so education would help you with that. Would
Yeah.
be your best stat for that. Yeah.
But we have a big, strong fighter type to protect all of us. Very noodly armed. Maybe.
We just walk around with a wrench.
Yeah. Save us, please.
I mean, the engineer's probably strong, right? He's just
Yeah, no, I
Strength
know.
3, yeah. Education 4, strength 3, charisma 1.
We're all slow though at this point.
Are you one of those engineers that looks at what's broken and goes, "Oh, mate, it's going to cost a packet." Oh, mate, well, calm down.
We have to take
Simon.
out everything.
Simon, can you turn off your sound in Roll20? There's people getting echo.
I have done. I want to broadcast to others, nothing disabled.
Okay. What about the other one? Receive from others, because you might be.
Hang on. So, is that better?
Might just be traffic noise from outside.
Well, I've just
That's really good.
stopped Roll20 completely.
Oh, okay.
So it
Oh,
can't
that
be
is
Roll20.
better. Yes, that is better.
Okay. Well, I've memorised the map, so I don't.
So the remaining roles are helm, navigation, and science. So,
Did somebody take security officer? Sorry,
oh, have I not added security?
a security officer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just okay. So we're gonna
And I'm going to
So
make
security's
Safina
the
go
one.
first. Safina, do it.
Okay,
Do
yeah,
it.
I'm going to take security.
Security, well done.
But I'm going to be more of an agile security officer.
Yeah, no, we've got our strong mechanic, so we
Yeah.
just need an agile. Yeah.
All right, I
Strong
will go
mechanic and
science
agile security
officer
officer.
then.
Ah,
He's ended up being science.
yeah, he said
Contrary
that.
to what
back-
I'd said originally, I was like, I don't want to be science officer. I'll be science officer. It's okay. I
Well-
will absolutely be science.
Well, we don't have a helm officer, so it's great. That,
we
like,
laugh in
we're
the
all
face of helm operations.
No, the ship can fly itself.
Yeah, we're anarchists, man.
it's on autopilot.
Safina, have you got a red T-shirt on?
I know.
Oh no!
The red shirt security guy. Oh yeah.
Right, so basically,
Looking
all
good for me.
all the crew positions that you've chosen, that's your primary crew position. So whatever you've written down, just put +2 next to it. So every time you make a roll, you can add 2 to the result, and that way, then you've got a better chance of doing it. You can also choose a secondary crew position. So yes, you're also trained in another area, but you won't be as good at it. So you can choose another position if you want to, and add a +1 after that.
Okay, I can't well be the helm officer now. Just 'cause yes, I'm in charge. The intern has seized power. Nah, it's all good.
I'll go
That's okay, I was gonna
security
say
because the other
liaison
guy's in a
for a
red
second,
t-shirt.
though.
I don't think he's going to last very long.
I'll go navigation then as my secondary role, so that
Yep.
we have somebody. Yeah. I kind of know where we're going. We need to get to the star quadrants. Can you get us there?
I think you left at
sure,
Barnard
yeah.
Star.
Yeah. I think it's this button. Oh, we're reversing. Oh no.
What's that loud beeping noise? That's the reverse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I'll do Helm as my secondary point. No, my medic guy also led small away missions and flew small ships. There you go. And that's the reason.
Thank you, Whiskey Ghost, for subscribing. Most appreciated. So I've gone for science primary and liaison secondary.
Okay.
Oh,
The sexy science guy.
yeah.
Honestly,
It's
man.
better than sexy
Slaps.
navigation guy, isn't it?
So I'm gonna back up my security role with an engineering role.
We're all just doing. Yeah.
Are you the agile engineer?
Yeah, the I'm not an educated engineer.
Agile engineer with a gun.
Yeah. No.
You
It's
want to
it's
hit
like
that really hard. That's what you want to do.
The chimney
20.
sweep, right?
When the only tool you've got is a hammer, you probably shouldn't be near hyperdrive engines.
Right, has everybody chosen secondary?
Yeah,
All good?
that's all that stuff sorted.
Yeah.
Sure.
Brilliant. Right, there's just two other things to put down now, and these are the pressure bonus and the pressure level. Now, your pressure bonus is another modifier that you make to your D6 roll when you come up against something that's shocking. So, finding a body, getting shot at, being viciously rammed with something. Oh dear. So, basically, all you're doing is adding your strength and your education scores together,
Ooh. Yes.
and that is your pressure bonus.
Okay.
Now, pressure works in a way that pressure builds up. It's not something that happens immediately. It happens after time. At the end of the day, you're all trained astronauts. You're all trained to go out into space. So you've been trained to deal with certain stressful situations. But of course, when you're out there on your own and things are getting really bad, and sometimes it's too horrible to even contemplate what's happening to you, that pressure level goes up.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you've got a really low strength in education, you're going to be in trouble a lot of the time. But if you've got a really high strength in education, you'll be fine. And you should be able to get through pressure levels quite well. But the more you hold that pressure in, the more you spend holding it back, that when you do blow, you're going to blow big. So it does that builds up over time. But if it does happen, I'll explain more if it happens.
Yeah.
When?
It's just like if I go into the crew quarters and
Yeah.
Safini, or should I call him Slim Jim, is
Slim
eating
Jim,
my biscuits the first
Yeah.
time around.
Yeah.
You know, my pressure isn't that bad. I come in the 9th time he's eating my fucking biscuits, I'm going to blow. Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute, I had that specially
Yeah.
sequined.
I just love chocolate hobnobs, mate. They're just...
But they're mine, Jim.
I'd roll for a pressure roll if I found somebody who's drinking coffee and it's got skin on the top. I think no, that's it. Then I'll just go off straight away.
Ooh, coffee was-
You also get equipment. You all get into something called an ID chip, and the ID chip is basically you can either have it as a card or an implant, and that's basically the way you get in and out of places and pay for stuff. You get a handheld communicator unit, which is good for surface to orbit. Whoever's got anything in security gets something called a Mark II Dazer. Sorry, no, a Mark III Dazer. I can't even read my own writing. It's just a stun pistol. Just launches stun darts. That's all it does. Because in space, shooting a gun on a spaceship is a really bad idea. So they try to keep things as non-lethal as possible. They do have lethal weapons, shotguns and pistols usually with a low velocity, but you don't want to be blasting off a double-barrel shotgun, in a cockpit somewhere with big wide windows.
There was also high cases of people eating other people's biscuits, so they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh God, this is the 8th murder
that's
this
it now.
week." Oh,
That's it.
God.
Non-lethal weapons. You can bludgeon someone to death with a fire axe, but no shooting.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if anybody's got the medical officer, they'll also get a first aid med unit. This would also, it's about the size of a cigarette package, just for first aid, and it helps out pretty quickly. So I'm going to pull that curtain. Of course, it's getting quite bright in here. And that's it. That's it. That's it. Character creation's over. That's all you need. there's loads of other bits and bobs which you can consider as far as your character's concerned. Like I developed something, it's not actually in the game, but I do something called a mop. You mop your character, and the mop is motivation, objective, and personality. So your motivation is basically why are you out there. Your objective is what are you trying to get, and your personality is what you like trying to get it. But I mean, we could spend ages going over that. So you can play your characters as you see fit over the next couple of hours. Now, the rule system's really, really simple. You've got a D6. Basically, you've got your attribute scores and you have your crew positions. So all you need to do, whenever you need to succeed at something, you roll a D6, you add your attribute score that's relevant to it, and if you also have a crew position that's relevant to it, you then add that score to it. So if you're making a medical roll, you roll a D6, you roll your education, and you add your medical crew position score to it. So say, like, if you've got an education 4, it's a D6 plus 4, then plus 2. And if it's a secondary crew position, it's a plus 1. And then if you've got equipment that might help you, then that's another plus 1. And your target is almost always 7. You've always got to roll 7 or more. So that's nice and simple. If it's a little bit harder, it might be 8. If it's a little bit easier, it might be 6. Then that's it. Yeah?
Great.
But you've got 3 levels of success. You've got you roll your dice and you roll over the target score, and that's the success. That's it. You've done it. You've opened the door. You've cured the person. You've shot the other guy in the head. Brilliant. Then you roll less than the target score, which is just a straightforward failure. But then if you roll dead on the target score, that is, yes, you've succeeded, but there is something you only just succeeded. So say that if you've got to the end of a corridor, you're trying to close a door from some genetic monstrosity, you slam the door down and you've locked it. You roll your dice and you roll dead on the target score. Yes, the door's shut now, but later on, when you're doing something else, it might pop open. Things might get nasty again. You don't know, and that's the thing. It's up to me as the GM. Every time you make that roll, that particular person, that might come back to haunt you later in the game. So, yeah, so there's that as well. And as far as health is concerned, when you take damage, you knock it off your strength. And if you ever get to 0, you're unconscious. If you ever get to -2 or beyond, then I'm afraid you're dead. And that's it.
And this is going to be another Mutant Year Zero because my strength is 1. It's a fucking row situation all over again.
So it's a good choice. So yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Do you want to create another character while I just do this?
Yeah, fucking why not?
So and that's it. That's it. Now the game does have its own background, but it's very, very small. I've tried to keep it as open as generic as possible. So basically, the background is Earth is a bit of a ruin. It's requiring the whole of the solar system is requiring resources to continue. Because a lot of people living in orbitals or on the moon or on Mars. So the companies go out to all these different planets to get what they can to bring it back. So it is basically a corporation-owned. People still go out there with the ideals of their government, but it's basically it's a corporation-owned space. So that's why the design of the game is the way that it is. If you imagine like Alien. Or if you played Alien Isolation recently, all games like the Alien Breed trilogy, the reimagined version, or Dead Space, everything's big and it's clunky, and you don't press buttons, holographic images. Everything's big and clunky with CRT monitors. You know what I mean? Because the companies don't want to spend money on making things comfortable. They want to cut as many corners as possible. So you are flying around in a spaceship made of thousands of parts built by the lowest bidder. You've got CRT screens because they're easy enough to replace. They don't want fancy quantum computer holographic displays because if it breaks, you're going to need somebody on there with a PhD who's going to expect a lot of money to get them fixed. If you've got Joe Blogs on there and, that monitor's broken, chuck that in the bin with the rest of them, stick a new one in, carry on. So they've basically just tried to cut money as often as possible. So, yeah, not everything works as well as it should, which makes the further you go out into deep space, the worse it kind of gets. Also, ships travel from star to star. It takes months to get from one place to another. So it's basically, if you imagine that the hypersleep chambers in Alien, you go to sleep, you sleep for a few months, you wake up and do your job. Now, because of the simplicity of the rules of this game, and because there's no real chance of masses of character advancement unless you've got special bonuses for certain equipment, etc., all your characters need to do is survive a 25-year tour. And that includes the time that you're asleep between journeys. So, and you get paid for all that time. And the way it works out is, say if you're doing one adventure, it takes 18 months there and back, and including the time you're actually out there doing the job, that's 18 months towards your final 25 years. You get paid monthly. If the job's a success, you get paid your 18 months. If it's not a success, you get paid half that. or if you do really well, then you might get a 50% bonus. So it changes from 18 months to 27 months. Have I worked that out right? Is that my maths correct? So the more you do, and the better you do, the more chance you have of reaching your 25-year tour. And at that point, you can then retire your character. So, and if you want to, you can carry on playing them, of course. So the aim of the game isn't to build your character up and get better and better and better until you're standing there with your cape on, with loads of weapons down your back, saying, "God damn it, I'm level 40. Come at me, bro." It's basically just trying not to die. So and to get to the end of your contract. So
live long enough to retire.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So I mean, you can join the corporation. You do your 25 years, and in that 25 years, depending on the length of the journeys that you've taken, you could only spend probably about 8 days awake doing the job, and that's enough for you to earn your money to get into your 25 years to do your 25 years. 25 years is in real time, so it's not the 25 years that you're awake. 25 years, everything, transit the works.
Yeah, it's 25. It's 25 years in real time, so you have to play for a quarter of a century to finish this game with that character.
Cool.
So can I get one of these jobs where?
Yeah.
Where can I get one of these jobs where I'm paid to be asleep? That sounds.
Yeah, you have to do 8 days.
I think that's Parliament. No.
So that's why I wrote the game now, because I'll be 75 by the time I actually finish my campaign. So, and that's it. So before we continue, are there any questions?
I'm here. Any
I
questions
think so.
on Twitch? Anybody got anything they want to ask?
Yeah. Give them a couple of minutes just to see if they can
die.
type their questions in. Let us know.
God damn it! I'm gonna fucking die, and it's gonna be really lame. It's gonna be make it. Can you roll to see if you survive tripping on that little stump? Oh, you died. Yeah, you snapped your neck on that desk.
Because it's a spaceship. The ports are a little bit small. You bang your head as you go through.
What's
And
that?
then
You got a
use the
headache? I'm
medical-
sorry, mate.
Yeah.
For what
Always
it's worth,
happens.
I've decided that I'm going to do an accent this time as well.
Remy Saint Germain,
great.
Timothy O'Toole, brilliant. Paulie Gerson, Diesel Pete, Slim Jim. Result. And I'm Jonathan.
I like that our two engineers have nicknames in the idea that we never bothered learning their names. So we just go, oh yeah, Slim Jim. Yeah, Slim Jim. It's like, my name's Steve. No, you're Slim Jim. Yeah, you're Slim Jim.
Fat Jim, but yeah, he didn't know.
That was just the
This is his
uniform he
jumper,
basically got there.
Okay.
We just had a question about combat. Will we just wait to see how that works if it happens, or
Combat is simple. When opposed rolls, when people go up against each other, it's basically you roll the d6 and whoever rolls highest wins. So if you're going to try and punch someone and they're having to go back, then you roll the d6 and then whoever rolls highest gets the punch in. With ranged combat, it's literally, again, target number 7. If they're a bit further away, it's 8. If they're a bit closer, it's 6. Cool. And if they're diving out the way, maybe there'll be a bit of an extra modifier and what have you. But yeah, you roll a d6, you add your... For hand-to-hand combat and melee, it's strength. And for ranged combat, you add your agility score. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Great.
Mm-hmm.
The actual damage scores are something called a die cap. So say, let me just roll down here, like a pistol has a die cap of 3, which basically means you roll d6, and if you roll 1, 2, or 3, that's your damage. If you roll anything more than 3, it's still a 3. Yeah. So punching kick is just a straightforward damage of 1, and then cudgel and rod is 2, pistol is 3, rifle is 4, and a shotgun is variable depending on what the range that you're at. And that's it. Really simple. So there is variable damage except for punching and kicking, and of course the lower the better, especially for people like Paulie, who doesn't want to get shot at any point or even punched by the sounds of things.
I'm a talker and a thinker.
Yeah, I'm a fighter. I love it.
I think you should stand behind the portly Timothy O'Toole.
Yeah. The two,
I've got strength 2. I'll survive a little bit longer.
So yeah, combat in this, it's not an action. Well, it is an action adventure game if you want it to be. I mean, you can make all kinds. The system is so simple, you can modify it as however you want. You can add a bit more extra strength. Maybe you want to add strength and agility together and create yourself a nice little health bar. Yeah, you can make all these little adjustments that you want to make things a little bit more action orientated. But as the game's designed, yeah, if you do get into a bit of trouble, there is a quite a high chance, depending on what you're up against, and especially if you've got a strength of 1, there is quite a high chance that you're gonna struggle, or at least fall unconscious, and then rely on your mates to get you out of it, which is going to cause trouble for them, especially if one of them's flipping out. So it makes things interesting. Yeah.
I'll regret taking a strength of 1 already. Beowulf Reborn says, how many groats to have Dan's character get separated from the rest of them? We love Beowulf. Beowulf is an Australian viewer who gets up at like 4 a.m. to watch our shows. So,
oh my lord!
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm going to do my usual disclaimer as well for the viewers, and I apologise if I offend anybody with my Irish accent. I'll do my best with it.
Well, Ben's comment about hard drinking, swearing, body gore loving children. I mean, that's obviously Scotland. I mean, we didn't have to say it. It's fine. Yeah,
you don't have to make pressure rolls, because I've got to get the impression that you're already used to that sort of thing.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
All right, let's get killed by some aliens. I mean, let's kill some aliens.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing as well about the game. Even though creatures and weird stuff is mentioned and referred to, that's not specifically what the game's about. Mm-hmm. Because if I find that if I do put lots of creatures and stuff in there, the players will see that and think, oh, that's what's going to be coming along. Like if there's a big monster on the cover, oh, that's what's coming. Yeah. So I've referred to them. You can put in pretty much what you want, and that way the players won't know what to expect. Right. This particular, now every adventure is known as a report. So at the end, you can sign off if you want to, which is always a bit of fun, depending on what you want to say about the adventure. But this particular adventure is called the Anasin Emid Report, which is ancient Babylonian, and I'll let you guys try and figure out what that means, as long as I've actually translated it properly. You are something that's known as a duster team. Duster teams are basically small groups of people that don't really have a hell of a lot to do at the moment. You don't have a ship to go onto. You don't have a station to look after. Basically, you're between jobs. So a duster team is put together to say, look, when something turns to crap, if you do have a major problem, we're going to bring you guys together, we're going to stick you on a ship, and we're going to send you out to solve it. You've all got a nice little spread of skills, you all know what you're doing, you've all had training for this. So we're going to get you out there, and then you'll solve any problems that we have. Now, Cambridge Wallace and Wayne Tanaka, two of the biggest companies out there, especially Cambridge Wallace, which seems to have control over everything at the moment, they love their duster teams. And why do they love their duster teams? Because they're expendable, because they don't cost anything, because they can put together, at a moment, they've got so many people working for them. If anything does go wrong, whilst other companies are running around thinking, oh God, quick, get a ship together, it'll take 2 or 3 weeks, Cambridge Wallace are already out there because they've got a bunch of people sitting around, having a drink, having a smoke, with their feet up, wondering what to do next. And that's basically what you guys are doing now. You're over Barnard Star. You're at Barnard Station, orbiting a dying brown dwarf star. So the station itself is a bit like take two of the. I'll take Bespin twice and attach it at the thin bits. Just like 2 mushrooms attached together, just basically spinning in different directions. It's not huge, and it's basically like a free port. It's a stop-off point. This is where a lot of ships come along, basically to stop and dock, refueled, and that's how you guys got stuck here. Your ship turned up, didn't have a bond. It realised your captain didn't have a bond. It realised he didn't have the money to pay you or even fuel the ship. And of course, by default, he lost the mortgage on the ship, and it got claimed by Cambridge Wallace because that's what they do. The captain ended up buggering off and just jumped on the next ship with his ill-gotten gains and disappeared, left you guys behind. Pleasant. So, the dying brown dwarf star casts a very padded light on everything. So you basically spent the last few weeks feeling like you've been living at the bottom of a toilet bowl because everything is hued a really sickly brown. It's absolutely foul. This whole place is stinking. The corridors are narrow. Your rooms, you have to share rooms with people you don't even know. You keep coming and going. They've got weird habits. No, it's not a very nice place at all. But then one day you're called up by Captain Douglas Warner. Douglas Warner is the guy here who basically hands out the jobs when they come along. And he calls you all in into the briefing room. And the briefing room is basically just a place, there's a haze of smoke over the layer. Everybody's sat there having a bit of a smoke. There's a couple of drunk guys in the corner trying to figure out what the names are. And he calls you all in one day, basically to sit you down. And he seems to be in a bit of a rush. So you guys all turn up, and he comes walking in. He's a big, tall guy. He's wearing a kind of a uniform, but it's just like ripped lapels. He's got a bit of a jacket on. His hair's all ruffled up because he's obviously just stressed out about something. And he walks over to the desk and he slams down a data tablet. It's like an old school laptop, just the screen. So it's big and thick, and it's got all protective sort of shielding around it. And he slams it down. He looks at you all dead in the eye, looking dead serious, and just goes, DSR Anna Sin Emid. And he looks at you as if he expects you to know what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah.
Right, so you heard about it, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
What? Do you have any idea what it's all about?
Oh, it's probably not good. I mean, I never hear good things from there. Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's not been heard of for 5 years.
Exactly. 5 years of nothing is never good. Everyone knows that.
Okay, here's the first roll of the game. So please roll a d6. You're the liaison officer, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So
add your charisma score, and of course +2 for being liaison officer.
Awesome. Right. So that
your target number is 7.
So 6 plus. That's a 12.
A 12. Brilliant.
Yeah, I got a 6.
So you got a 6. So it's a fantastic success. So yeah, you actually belted straight through it. So he looks at you. Yeah, nothing's good's going to come of that, is it? He seems quite impressed by the fact that you've actually heard of it. Maybe he's trying to catch you all out. You don't know. So you might get a bonus for your knowledge. And he sort of stares and he goes, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why they want us to take care of it. So anyway, you're the only Duster team actually in the location. So here's what we need to do. At the outer marker, about 250,000 miles away, the Anasin Amid has just arrived. I mean, there's a DSR out there, Deep Space Refinery out there, and it's been missing for 5 years, and it just suddenly turns up on our doorstep, and we're supposed to take care of it.
I know, it's shit, man. It's fucking shit. It's
mate, I'll tell you what, I have got bosses, and I have got the DA. I don't know why I said DA, it just sounded cool. I've got the DA crawling up my arse to get this sorted out. So,
yeah, no, I get you.
Guys, yeah. I've got you a ship, I've got you a pilot, I just need to get you out there and investigate the ship. It's turned up. It's come out of fast and light, and automatically it's slowed down. It's reached the outer marker and then stopped. There's no communication. There's no signs of life. The drones have gone out there. We've got ourselves a spare ship. It's not really a ship. It's more like a repair drone. So we want to get you on it and get you out there. You up for it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't see if we have a choice. I don't see if we have a choice.
No, you don't.
Is there danger pay on this?
There will be danger. I'm sorry, Emily. What did you say? I didn't quite catch that.
I said, is there going to be danger pay for this?
I'm sorry. Again, mate. Again, what?
He's asking.
Pay.
Yeah, he's asking where the toilet is. I speak.
Oh, sorry, Paul. You're his translator. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm his translator. Yeah, I speak Venusian quite well.
Yes.
Je m'appelle Jonathan. Look, when you get out there, get onto the ship, and what we want to do, because basically it's an old Wayne Tanaka ship, and they don't know it's here yet. So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You get on there, if you can secure that ship and get it back in past the outer marker and in our space, you're exactly right. You all get a share of salvage rights. I mean, you could get about a year, maybe 2 years worth of money out of this.
Sweet.
No, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we see any employees there, they just had really awful accidents.
What are you trying to imply, Paul?
I'm not implying anything, you know.
So you're literally just saying you're going to murder whoever's on there?
No, of course. How dare you insinuate that? I was saying if they'll probably have accidents. They've been out since 5 years. They'd nothing good to happen with that shit.
I completely misunderstood.
All right. Don't worry about it.
I honestly thought you said you were going to go out there to secure your salvage. You were going to murder the bastards.
No, I wasn't going to do that. I just assumed there'd be a very accident-prone environment. If anyone is there, they will likely have suffered accidents, and we'll investigate that.
Is that what you meant? Oh, sorry, Matt. Then forget everything I just said. So, if you get down to Bay 12, there'll be a ship waiting for you. There's a guy piloting it called Daniel Grahams. He's a bit drunk, but he's fine. A lot of it is going to run on autopilot anyway. He's already got it all sort of set in. You can just fly out there. Everything will be fine. Any more questions?
Going to fit right in.
Already put your hand down. Any more questions?
No.
No. Brilliant.
Very good.
Of course, the bad news is the fact that we have absolutely no armaments to actually give to you. So, whatever you've got on you, you're going to have to take. Sorry.
I've got some car keys, so if anyone comes at me, I'll just
just put them between your fingers and windmill right in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Venusian way.
I'm going to go check out the ship.
Yep.
Yeah,
now, very quickly, Wayne Tanaka, there's probably ships on their way already. She's been putting out a response, a location beacon. So there's probably Wayne Tanaka. They might already be in the area. We don't know. So the faster you can get her over that outer marker, the better. Just get her powered up. You've only got to fly her about 50 miles and past the outer marker, and then she's in our zone, and then she's ours. All right?
Yeah, no, I can do that.
And 50 miles in space is not very far.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Although it depends, really, depending on what's happening. I mean, I was going to go into a long, detailed thing and then about people being inch tips away but not being able to reach, just for the poetry of it. I'm not going to bother. So, yeah, get down to the bay, get out there. I'm sure you'll be able to solve this for us. And good luck, gentlemen.
Yep. Okay. Right.
Okay.
I leave
Thank you very
there.
much, Captain. We'll be on our way now.
Oh, we have a Martian with us. Very nice.
Bay. The bay that you're going down to is virtually empty. It's basically just used as a storeroom. You know when you've got a downstairs toilet, you just fill it full of crap. It's basically that. And it's basically, there's mops and old machinery and parts of old ships all stacked up to the side. And the ship that's in there is basically a globe with another globe at the back and two cylindrical engines and a long, thin window at the front. If you imagine, I think it's the ship in 2001, the little shuttle that goes across the moon in that. It's got the kind of colour, so it looks really bland and white, well, sort of grey and dirty and dusty. As you get in there, the lights are already flashing, which are basically saying, the ship's the actual the hangar itself is ready for decompression to let the ship out. But yeah, you get down there, and they're leaning against the side, looking at another large pad. Is Daniel Graham's the pilot of the vessel. He sort of looks up as you approach.
Nice to
You're
meet
the
you,
Duster
good
team.
sir. Oh, that's good.
Bishop
Yeah, we're the
Graham.
Duster team.
We're the
Yes.
Dusters.
Yeah.
Right, well, hop on board and let's get going.
Okay.
He walks up the steps and on board.
All right. I'll climb on board as well. I'll
Yeah,
head to
get on
the
board.
navigation
Does he smell of
area.
booze?
Yes, you can smell a little bit of probably homemade gin, that kind of really sharp, sort of nasty burnt vodka smell. Not that I know what it is. And he's sort of there. He seems to be walking in a straight line, which is obviously a good indicator. And yeah,
To be fair, look around at the rest of us. I think a drunk pilot is the least of our concern.
he goes into the pilot's area. It's quite a cramped ship. It's only a shuttle. It literally is a repair pod, for short-range repair pod. So it is a very, very cramped ship. There's plenty of seats to sit around in. It's just that you're going to be sort of a little bit snug in the back. There's loads of cargo webbing which you can hang on to because there's no belts. But hey, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Has anybody got? Has anybody got the helm skill? Sorry, helm officer. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody take it
I
yet.
have
A little
navigation.
bit.
That's
I got
Yeah.
over one.
Oh yeah, no, actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
That's
starts
right.
the
Give me a
engine.
call.
He starts the engine, and then what he's supposed to do, normal ship protocol, is wait for the actual bay to depressurize, the artificial gravity plates to be switched off or charged down, and then the outer door to open. As depressurise is going on, he's already powered up the engine and he's lifted the ship up on its thrusters and actually folding the landing gear. You can hear alarms going off in the cockpit.
Fine.
Please
it's fine.
land.
He's a man of
Please
action.
land.
It's okay.
Please land. And he's there just ignoring it.
What are you
So,
doing there? You're gonna get us killed. You gotta wait a minute for it to do the pressurization.
He turns around, looks at you, and just goes,
Oh,
It's fine.
God
It's
almighty.
fine.
What have you had? Jeez, boy. Now move aside. Let me just check things for you, just so to make sure we don't die before we even get out of here.
he's done quite a few things wrong, actually. He's already switched on the artificial gravity inside the shuttle, which is never a good thing to do because then that can create all kinds of weird gravity plate feedbacks. He's actually started to move forward. It's not looking good. There is a co-pilot seat, and you can take over if you need to.
Yeah, so Timmy's going to jump. Well, I say jump in. Timmy's a bit portly, so he's going to
Yeah.
kind of squeeze between some chairs and flunk himself down.
Yeah, and push it back.
Yeah, get underneath the old seat, because I'm guessing it's probably essentially just probably a ripped out car seat and stuck in a little ship.
Yeah, of course,
Slide
yeah.
the seat back a little bit. So, no rear view mirrors to check, right? Okay, and then he's going to look at some buttons and
Yeah.
try and
He's in.
fix what he's doing.
Okay, got you. Make a. First of all, I'm going to make a roll for the captain, for the pilot. See how well he's doing. Okay, yeah, you need to make a roll. So roll a d6. Add your education and your helm officer scores.
Okay, 2.
No, he actually fouled up his roll really bad. So your target number is going to be 8.
I just get an 8.
You just got it, yeah?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so I need to make a note of that. So Timothy,
Is there a place
just
for
roll.
navigation as well, or does that come on?
No,
the
it's
ship?
too small a vessel for that.
Lovely. The one
You
skill
take
that I
over.
have.
You basically switch over. You extend the landing legs just as the artificial gravity in the base switched off. You can actually see anything that's not locked down is just slowly drifting upwards. It's going to make a hell of a racket when they switch it back on. And basically you take over the ship. Daniel Graham's looks over at you, and he doesn't seem to give a toss. He just sort of just does that, leans back in his chair, and reaches into his pocket for a flask.
Okay,
you take control of the ship. The bay just depressurizes, and then the doors in front of you open into deep space.
And away we go.
Yeah. Okay, you push forward on the stick. It's an old design, but you got your foot in the stirrups. You got the control sticks for all your pitch and your port yaw, and basically, you sort it all out, and then you move forward and slip out of the bay. Make another roll, actually, just see how well you do it. Don't worry about failing too much. Don't roll a 1.
I got 9 in total this time.
Brilliant. Yeah, you know what you're doing. The ship, which was vibrating quite violently before when the other guy was in charge, is now slips out all nice and gently out of the bay. And then you turn. You've already got the location programmed in, 250,000 miles. This should take about, 20, 25 minutes to get there.
Cool.
And then you
push buttons, turn on the autopilot.
Yeah, and everything in here is analog. There's nothing here. There's no touch screens, no voice activation.
Yeah.
Flicking switches, moving levers. Yeah, you basically.
I'm going to turn to the other pilot guy and go, "Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. We should be okay now, boys. We're going to be on our way, and we should be there soon."
Frankly, what Timmy says is quite true. Don't touch anything the rest of us are there. I think the last time this place was cleaned,
I don't know what you mean.
I may have been fetal. I may be fetal again in a moment with crying.
As Remy says that, I open my little medical kit and get out some hand sanitizer.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something like sedative then and go, I'm fine. I've had 12 of them, but I'm fine.
There are things growing on these walls that I have not seen since I was at university.
Well, he's hoping that if they grow long enough, they'll end up cleaning themselves. So, but no, he blasts forward. And yeah, in about 20, 25 minutes, the Anasinamid comes into view. It's a big ship because it's basically a refinery. Basically, it takes on ores and exotic materials and then refines them as they. It's not like the Leviathan out of Alien, like the big with the 4 towers. It basically takes on ores and materials and refines them, exotic materials as in transit. So, and it's very reminiscent to everyone's seen Event Horizon. If you remember the ship in Event Horizon, you've got an engine area without the wings, big engine area. You've got a long boom, and then you've got the main area with the crew and all the basically where the crew and the refinery is. The actual the reason why they've done that is because if they're doing exotic materials, they don't want a massive fission engine that close to where they're doing extra work, so that gets it as far apart as possible. Looking at the reports, the actual Anasinamid, the ship itself, disappeared about 5 years ago. It left Zeta Reticuli on its way just to coming back home, back to Earth, and then just went into FTL where they lose communication, and then just never appeared a year and a half later. And they always give it a few extra months, and then about 3 years ago she was declared as lost. And then 1 year ago, she was declared as just missing, so which means they gave up the search. But no, here she is. Now she appears to be in pretty good condition. She's got no running lights, and there's none of the portholes lit up, so there's no lights inside. The power level is very, very low. So looking at the readings, let's have a look. Science officer. Is there a science officer on board?
That'd be Remy.
Of course there is.
It's like the doctor. Is there a doctor on board?
Please
you
state
can
the nature of your scientific emergency.
You can have a look at the readouts and basically have a look to see what kind of state the ship's in. So the higher you roll, the more you'll know. So it doesn't matter if you fail, you'll still get a reading, but the higher you roll, the more you'll know.
It just will be a good one.
It's education plus science officer.
Plus science, yeah.
You roll a 1,
that's
it's like
almighty 7 then.
A 7, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, there's very little power, but there's a bit of a heat bloom coming from the engine, so there is some power. You do pick up gravity. So probably the gravity plates are still charged. You don't think the life support's on though. The actual temperature of the ship is down through the floor, so it is vacuum sort of temperatures, which probably means that the entire ship itself has been evacuated of air, life support, everything. So if you do when you go on board, you're gonna have to suit up. Okay. Which means when you all talk to each other, I expect you all to talk to each other with your hands over your mouth.
Don't get me mad.
Okay.
You're definitely going to need suits. The temperature in there is not much different from background space, but there is an engine bloom and grav plates are operational. So at very least, we will be able to walk around and find the light switch.
Oh, excellent. Cool. Right. Well, we need to get the engines running. We need to steer her. Well, but they're not. They're not on. Like, you got to put the turbo right on. Got to put the NOS on. So we got to steer her and we got to get our engines on. And probably life support would be nice if we could get that one.
That might be a priority.
Really, I don't know.
It will make it easier for the engineers to actually get the rest of the ship working.
I'll look around me to look for the other engineers.
Yeah, I was securing this area because I'm security.
Okay, why don't we split up into two groups? One group goes and gets the engines, the life support fixed, and the other gets the ship steering. It's the quickest way to do it.
What, split the pie? Yeah, it's the quickest way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Get things
Jim, you're looking at me funny like that's a bad idea.
It does make sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, and hey, Timothy, you're you know a little bit about helmsmanship. I saw you fix this piece of shit a minute ago. So, do you want, if I go up there for navigation, you come up with me to get the ship going? We'll pilot her up, and the other three can make sure life support and all that stuff gets on.
So Timothy kind of looks out the window and goes, "I've never flown anything that big before. That's huge."
Hey, you know what they say? It's like riding a bicycle, just a really big industrial space traveling bicycle.
Yeah. But really, don't fall off.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But
you only have to make it go for like 50 miles, 50 kilometers.
Can't we tow it?
That's like this much. No, we can't tow it.
What do you mean? Why not?
Yeah, please
Give
do
me
explain.
one reason. Yeah, I want to know.
Explains the rules of inertial physics to us.
The ship is too small.
Okay, I'll do that. Right. Okay. So, have you ever tried moving 7 shopping carts that are all attached to each other? Now imagine that, but we're on things the size of, small planetoids, okay? And you're trying to move that as it wings along.
Who's got the engineering chops here, mate?
Well, for all you know, I might have done some engineering. I might have some knowledge of it.
Oh, mightn't you?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'd like to lie really well. I'm better at navigation. I knew some people that were good with engineering.
All right. Well, what you're saying is, 3 of us go down, get it.
Yeah, get the life support, get the lights on, all that kind of stuff.
Get it sorted out, and then and you're gonna be doing what?
Piloting. Well, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna put the navigations in, and Timothy, I'll be steering.
Okay. And
the pilot will be drunk.
With you.
Yeah, we'll take the trunk with us. It's fine. Yeah,
Danny Graham over here.
Yeah, it's fine. Can you get in your suit, Danny?
Is he not only here to drop us off?
Is he awake?
Well, fuck no. He can get the fuck out there with us. I'm not fucking.
At the moment, your pilot is like this in his chair.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's good for nothing.
I think maybe we can use him to secure our escape vehicle should we need it.
Why would we need an escape vehicle?
Yes,
you're not planning on causing
me. They all got off the ship.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're all professionals here. We can do this. It'll be easy peasy. All right.
Yes, this is easy.
It'll be good. All right. Jeez.
I'm a professional.
And remember, if you see anybody in there who's had an accident, just check if they're okay. All right.
Is he liaising us?
I think he may be attempting to liaise us. I think
no PvP in this game.
Wing. If any, no, I meant on the ship. If there's any, whatever the company's called, personnel that might have still be alive, you know, just check if they've had an accident.
Do you think anyone's alive on there?
Yes.
Who knows?
And if anybody's had an accident, please let me know, and I'll see to him because I'm a medic. That's what I do. So I'll make sure that anybody's
we'll
okay.
Patch them up. Yeah.
Why you do not sound very sincere.
He also grants wishes and does a small pot of gold.
But also the crap from
yes,
the
the
Little
ancient rivalry between Venusians and Martians.
Stop it. Where can we see where the exterior sort of docking port is?
Yeah, at the front of the ship on the right hand side, which is the right hand side of the starboard, isn't it? Yeah. On the right hand side, there's a huge hangar area. There is a cargo docking at the front, which is not really for you guys. There's an airlock on the left, which you can get through, but you'll have to suit up and actually drift from your shuttle to the ship. That big hangar on the side, it's supposed to open automatically when a shuttle approaches. So you can try that if you want.
What's closest to the area that me and Nye are having to go to?
Try the big airlock.
Those are actually, you're going to the helm, aren't you?
Yeah.
So they're actually both on the same deck.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay. That'll be easy.
Because Timmy is a little bit portly and he doesn't want to be walking around for hours on end on a ship. So he's going to go to the closest point to where he needs to be.
Yeah. So do you want to pull up at the airlock and then drift from the shuttle to the airlock, or do you want to try and get into the main hangar door?
Main hangar door.
Okay. Yeah, everyone said the main hangar door.
It's less walking if we're going through the main hangar.
Yep.
Timothy perks up for that. Oh, right then. Don't worry. I'll get it right there to the hangar now.
There was spacesuit in your size. So you sort of... It's one size fits all. It's a bit tight around the midriff.
Oh.
So
it's like what they tell us in orientation. We don't make suits to fit you. You fit the suit. So...
I knew I should have skipped breakfast this morning.
I don't know what you mean. I find these quite flattering.
So do I need to do a piloting, or are we just flying?
Well, the piloting is absolutely fine, because at the moment you're just going in short bursts, so you're basically just tapping your controls
parallel part
and moving it. Yeah, absolutely, with the little adjusting thrusters, manoeuvring thrusters. It's a manoeuvre. So you move up to where the actual doors are for the hangar. They remain closed. They don't open automatically. Now, you do have a system on the shuttle which will broadcast like a request signal. But that's broadcasting, and still the doors are not opening. Now, there is enough power, going by Remy's readouts, to power all interior doors, even the big hangar door, which doesn't actually slide open. The whole thing pops out and then sort of folds downwards. It's like a garage door. It's huge. Not that garage doors fold downwards. Maybe that wasn't a very good analogy. But it's basically just not opening.
Oh,
okay.
Now,
so
if you can get on that system. You can try and get onto the computer and then see if you can actually get into it and basically tell the doors to open. You can either your science officer should be able to do that.
Remy, you're up.
Remy, I need your help at the front here. Can you get these doors open?
You'll have to put your cigarette out when we get the suits on as well.
Not all of us.
I can't hear you, Remy.
Smoking.
11. Oh, brilliant.
11.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, you go into the system. It's a really basic system, and by the looks of it, the lack of power has also decided, and probably the time it's been out there, the security protocols have gone to crap. So you get into it, you basically tell the computer, or you wake up, you resend the signal, the computer accepts it, and then within about 30 seconds, there's a massive, horrible... Well, you can't hear anything in space. What am I saying? Okay, visually, you visualise this sound of a massive, horrible creaking noise, like an old door opening on a castle. And it basically just snaps forward and the whole thing starts lifting up. There's definitely no atmosphere inside the hanging bay. There's no ship inside the hangar bay either. There should be a collect shuttle about the same size as your ship in the hangar bay. It's not there. and by the looks of it, everything's covered over in sort of a like frozen crystals. So it looks like it's been without atmosphere for a very long time.
There is going to be nobody alive on this
Yeah.
ship for you to kill, Polly.
Remember, any accidents that may have occurred, get their wallets.
You're starting to sound like injuries for you now. Who had an accident in space? We'll kill you. So
Kill you. Take your wallet.
we need another helm rolled, please, just to get the ship in.
Don't bonk
What'd
off
you
the
roll?
side.
It's a 6.
Ah, the wind.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
This is why you rolled a 7 earlier. You rolled dead on target, didn't you? For your
Yes.
first helm rolled.
No, the
Okay,
wing shield
this
got
is where
knocked
I
off.
now invoke the rule of you only just made that roll, and you also failed that roll. So you start moving in, and you kind of got used to the controls, but maybe taking off and flying it was absolutely fine. Landing it, not so much. And as the ship goes in, there's a massive. I mean, again, you can hear it inside your shuttle. God knows what noise it's making out there. You smash into something you just did not see. The whole shuttle itself tips sideways, moves, and it goes to the ground and scrapes along the ground, and then slowly rocks to its side, and then stops at a weird angle. So you're slightly tilted at the wrong angle, and then the engines, the emergency power kicks in. The lights go black, and then they go red, and then the engine automatically starts to shut down, and then the big doors to your right of the hangar then start to close. That wakes up your pilot, who basically goes, and then goes back to sleep.
Timothy, what the
What
fuck?
was
I thought you could fly this.
You know what they say, lads. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, so don't worry about it. Now, I'm not going to put the landing gears down because it might tip us over a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it as it is.
Okay. Yeah. Gotta climb out the emergency exit.
Yeah, it's there's all sorts of alarms going off. By the looks of it, there's been no hull breach, so that's all right. But by the looks of it, you have managed to damage one of the manoeuvring thrusters. Unfortunately, it's the manoeuvring thruster on the left that you're going to need to actually get out the hangar again. So that's going to need to be fixed before you can get the shuttle out again.
Well, we were going to fly this big old thing back to the base anyway, weren't we? It's fine.
Yeah.
Polly, you did not tell us where the emergency exits are located before we left.
That's not my job. I'm a liaison officer, okay?
Right,
I bring the
do all that
drinks.
stuff.
Here,
You
here,
liaise.
and here.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. The emergency exit is there, okay?
It's a trolley coming back past, is it, Paulie?
Yeah, there's no food on this. The only food on this flight is your own toenails and spit.
No, I dug something out this box. Oh, let's see. 1987. Yeah, no, it's 3087. So I'm just gonna put that back in there.
Oh, there you go.
Oof.
And you just got a re-roll for that amazing Jamaican Irish bastard.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very Jamaican.
It's very hard. Staying Irish.
Yeah.
So did you say you just got a re-roll? Somebody spent for a re-roll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah, it means I
As
get a
we-
reroll later on if I want to use it.
Yeah,
Oh,
as,
okay,
as
gotcha.
history has told us,
Yeah.
Mars was colonized by the coalition of Jamaica and Ireland, so that's why all Martians sound Jamaican and Irish.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, it's fine.
Have you tried potato jerky? No.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
No.
That's the finest potato jerky you're going to ever try.
I think you find potato jerky is called.
Oh,
Yes, but to my people, we call it potato jerky. Don't be trying to take that away from us.
yes. So right, let's suit up then.
So, you're going to suit up?
Yep.
Yes, let's get these suits on.
Now, the suits, to keep it simple, they look like the suits, just your normal spacesuit. That's it. Just maybe a little bit thinner. I tell you what, the spacesuits are actually quite like the design that you get in The Martian. I quite like those spacesuit designs, very good. Or, if you want, we can go classic Alien and just go for that lovely domed helmet look. Either way, the spacesuits all do the same thing. You've got a big glass bowl helmet, you've got your pressurised suits, and you've got enough oxygen to last for 12 hours.
Okay.
That's per suit, of course.
This is a wee bit tight. I'm just gonna. Oh,
Can you zip me up at the back?
yes. Can
just-
somebody reach the back
I'm
here?
just
Because
gonna go to the toilet quickly. I'll be back.
Oh no, I didn't go to the toilet before I put it on. Oh.
What are we going to do, grease up?
Well, that's it. I'm in it now. I'm staying in it. I don't care.
Oh, Remy,
Ben,
can't
we're
hear you.
losing you.
No, still can't hear.
I'm going to steal the pilot's vodka on our way out.
And it looks like good vodka as well. In fact, it's so good, it looks like the bottle's melting.
I was going to use it for unsealing unlocked things. I don't think I'm going to tongue, be able to drink it while I'm in my suit.
It'll make a fantastic Molotov.
Yeah.
Can we hear you now, Remy?
No,
Remy.
How about now?
Yeah.
Just then, try again.
Yeah, how about now?
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just at random intervals, I have to switch my microphone input from one thing to another thing for some reason.
That's useful.
Yeah, it's super helpful. I think my laptop may be getting a little bit old.
I'm sorry, Dan, I need you to point this out, but I don't know if it's just the lighting in your room, but right now you look like an engineer out of Prometheus. All I need you to do is put in contact lenses and just not smile.
Really hard going to the toilet in those spacesuits. I found a way.
So I should put my spacesuit on, but I'll leave it open at the front. And then remember that we're going out into hard vacuum and be like, of course. Well, I need to show off my sort of chest, don't I?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and your mystique, your physique.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can use some duct tape to seal around your chest. It's got this triangle chest, and the rest of it's like duct tape down.
That's not how space works.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, you should know. You're the science officer.
I guess we could do that, and then my heart will explode out of my chest through the small window. No, it's okay. Does this thing have lights in? Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's got a single helmet or a double helmet light, one on each side of the helmet.
What about the ones underneath your face that stop you from being able to see, but means that the dialogue you are giving can be witnessed by the audience?
They can actually tell which actor is in the helmet, and also your suit's a different colour, so they can tell who's who at long distance. Brilliant.
It's convenient.
Is my suit red?
Remy, you've got.
I was going to say, Slim Jim in the red suit.
Who wants the red suits? And who wants the suit with all the duct tape on it?
The duct tape crosses over all the holes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm probably duct taping up joints because like I'm a little bit portly. And I'm like a little bit worried it's going to split as I'm moving.
Oh, Timmy, don't do that. It makes you look like a pack of sausages.
Oh, don't mention sausages. That's going to make me hungry.
That's what I had for breakfast this morning. At least I thought that's what it was.
Nobody's had real meat in a long time.
Oh dear.
Unless it's vat grown, but I don't want to talk about that. So, yeah, the only way out of this shuttle is to seal the cockpit with the junk dude in it, and basically then to depressurise the room that you're in, and then you can open the door to the outside.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Timmy, you're the doctor. He's very drunk. Is he going to be okay?
We don't care.
Look, my dad used to do this. He'd take a lot of pills, drink heavily, and then that was me for the day. I could wander around to the station, come back around about 9. He'd still be unconscious. It was great, So we'll just treat him the same.
Well, let's hope he doesn't have an accident.
Poorly. Yeah. That sounds like such a terrible childhood.
Oh no, it was better. You should seen the other guy that I was living next to. He had it bad. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a very sad tale.
Yeah.
But so we've established that Danielle is going to be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's seal him in and head off.
Yeah.
The door
He's
opens.
a backup character for when one of us inevitably dies.
The outer door opens, and yeah, there's no lights. The only light is the light coming out of the shuttle, which is flickering slightly because it's now a little bit damaged. Thank you, Timothy. And then the steps sort of go down and stop probably about a foot or so from the ground because the ship's at a tilt. By the looks of it, when you do get outside, excuse me, I do apologise. Excuse me. When you do get outside the shuttle, by the looks of it, when you were taking the shuttle in sideways, that's the only way to get it to fit. There was just a massive stack of disused parts and all sorts of bits and bobs, which basically the sensor didn't pick up or you didn't see, and that's the back end of the ship's just smashed into that. It's taken off the thruster, which it can be repaired. It's about an hour's work, so it's only cosmetic really. But yeah, it's enough to keep you grounded for an hour at least.
See, guys, it wasn't my fault. It's over there, that pile of rubbish. That's what got us. Wasn't my fault we crashed.
This place is a
Over.
fucking dump. Jeez, 5 years out in faster
Nobody
like
is
travel.
blaming you, Timmy. You could not have anticipated this big pile of crap sat here.
I blame him, but you know, it's all good. Over.
Okay.
Let's make our way separately to the engines and the cockpit.
The only doorway out of here is on the far wall. It's a large airlock. It's a large blast door, and the only way to get it open, there is enough power for the doors, but only assisted power. So what you're going to have to do is open up a panel at the side, get like a tire iron sort of thing out. You put it in the center of the door, and then you just turn it. The motors still work, but to get it to move, you're going to have to turn them manually to get the doors wide enough to fit through.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yep. So you move up, you open up the panel. It's an old design. It's been around for a long time. You're used to this. Open the panel, take out the big Z-shaped thing. You walk over, flip another little panel, pop it on the socket, and just start turning. And literally the doors will open at this real-time speed.
Do you want to hurry up a little bit? I mean, we're all going to be in our. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Okay, I'll just wind forward.
Yeah, no, not you. I'm saying.
Diesel, I'm
Jumping
getting
at the
tired just
doors.
watching you. That looks really, really hard.
It is actually. After a little while, it just gets a little bit. I mean, the heat in the suits is keeping you going, but you're starting to sweat after a little while. It is heavy going. And basically, what opens up in front of you is one of the core areas of the ship. Directly ahead of you is a staircase, big, wide, spiral staircase, thick and industrial, leading upwards to the next deck above you. There's only 2 decks. Directly across from you, you can all see the map, yeah? On Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you're in location 4.
Yeah.
That little diamond there, that's the staircase going up. Because you've been given a layout of the ship anyway, so you've got these maps accessible on these little wrist units on your spacesuits. So there's like little tablets, so you can just look up and go, oh yeah, there we are. To your left, all the doors are closed. Directly ahead of you is a door leading to the airlock and the storage computer core. But to your left is the long boom heading down to the engine core.
I'm just gonna play some Tetris on my map quickly. Okay. There we go.
All right. So hang on. How are we doing this? You're going up to the bridge, are you? And then
yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, and you guys are gonna head down to get life support and all that good stuff working. Make sure nothing gets broken. You know, the whole shebang. You know.
And everybody makes strength rolls.
Oh shit!
Just roll a straightforward strength roll. Roll a d6. Add your strength bonus. And hang on, just 1 second. I'm going to need to
3.
know. 3. Really, Paulie?
Yeah.
I also got 3.
1.
I also got 3.
So who got 3? Timothy, you got 3, yeah?
Timothy got, yeah.
I got 4.
We're gonna die.
Oh, I got 5.
Got 4. Remy?
5.
Oh, hang on.
5.
I rolled a 5, but I didn't add on 3 for strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be 8.
8. So you rolled the highest, Slim, yeah?
Yeah.
Good old Slim Jim.
Right. Okay, so what were you doing, sorry?
I was just saying, good old Slim Jim, getting the good old roll.
So who's going down to engine room?
Yep, I'm going down to the engine room.
Yeah.
I'll join.
Timmy and Pete are going to the engine room. I think I'm going to check out the computer core since we are close to it.
So you're going on your own, Remy. That's great.
Yeah,
So
go
you're
on,
going
Remy.
to-
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well,
it's
it's a dead. There's nothing here. But
I
maybe
know
we can
nothing's
find
here,
some
but,
information in the computer.
You know, we all agreed in the ship to plan. So you know, it's whatever. Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah,
We
it's
didn't
fine.
deliberate. It was your plan.
It's fine.
And me going to fix engines, which I'm not very good at, but computers, I am very good at.
It's fine. Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm glad we agree.
I throw my hands up in the air and start walking down towards.
Enjoy your time in the cockpit.
You start heading towards the common room, Paulie, yeah? So,
Yeah.
and Tim, you're going with them? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start heading towards the cockpit area. Where was the storage computer? So that's where Remy's going, the storage computer.
Yeah.
And everybody else's engine room. Okay, well, as the storage computer area is closest, Remy will deal with you first. So you walk over to the doorway. Again, you've got to get the thing out and plug it in and turn, and that takes a little while because you've got to go through 2 doors.
And I'm a massive wuss.
Yeah, it takes a little while. So by the time everybody else has got to their locations and got through their doors, well, the engine room's got to go through 2 doors themselves as well. Well, 3 doors actually. So they're going to be a while. Yeah, you get into the computer core. When you go through that first door, you've got the airlock in front of you, and the door looks slightly buckled for some reason. It doesn't look right. And when you look, the actual outer airlock door is open.
5. Yeah.
At 5, yeah. Now, the only reason why the inner door would be slightly buckled is if somebody had actually opened the outer airlock without depressurising first. And the actual, and that would have damaged the inner door slightly. You basically just don't do that on spaceships. Why would you do that?
That's very unprofessional.
Yeah, which is weird. And then the door to your left, which leads into the computer room, is already open.
Again, it's quite unusual.
Yeah. When the ships go into lockdown like this, every door should be closed. Now, the door is not only open, obviously somebody's opened it after it was sealed, because the Z-shaped thing, turning thing, is lying on the floor in front of it, like somebody's been here before.
I think someone has been on the ship since after they lost power. Someone has already tried to access the computers.
Motherfuckers, they're trying to snipe this before we snipe it. Fuck.
Well, the airlock at the position opposite the one we came in from is open as well. But it's been blasted open from the inside.
Okay, well, if we see anyone, they're going to have a happy little accident, okay?
Okay, I'm getting a little concerned about you.
I know, yeah.
You seem maybe you should speak to a counselor or a therapist.
I am the counselor and the therapist.
That is even more worrying. But I'm going to attempt to access the computers. Let me take a look around.
You walk into the computer room, and the computer room has been smashed to pieces. Every console's been smashed up, every screen has been smashed in, wires have been pulled out the walls, there's wires hanging from the ceiling. Somebody's literally gone in here and not just disabled the place, they've absolutely destroyed it. And there's a fire axe, or it's still embedded in one of the larger servers in the far corner. It looks like it's been on fire as well. Obviously, there's some sort of suppression systems come down.
Core.
It's been destroyed.
May have to do some repairs. It is fixable if I add maybe 8 months and a team of computer engineers.
And a new ship.
What can you do with 5 minutes and some duct tape?
I will have a look and see what I can do.
Okay.
Remy, we'll come back to you in just a second. The next people to reach their location first
to this hand covering business
is the bridge. So that is Paulie and Tim. You walk through the common room, and as you're walking through the common room, there are cups and plates of what probably had food in them at one point, but now just turned to dust, and everything's covered in that kind of weird glittery film of frozen dust. So something's happened here, and something's happened in a rush, because there's like I said, there's cups on the floor. There's still cups that have got frozen liquid on them, sat on the table. There's a magazine ripped and lying on the floor as well. And as you go past the end, just where the door is, there's another couch sat there. The couch looks slightly, it's silvery, but it's slightly discoloured. Part of it's slightly discoloured. So it should be like a light grey colour. But as it goes towards the armrest, which is by where the door is leading to the helm, it seems to be slightly a different colour, like something's been splashed on it.
Fucking animals! Look at the state they've left this place in. They clearly had a fucking party before they left. I guarantee that they just wrecked the place. Look at that! Someone's pissed on the sofa.
No, I don't think that's what's happened. It looks like everybody's left in a rush.
Yeah, when they found out their superior was coming down, they were like, shit, we gotta get out of here. Having the rage out.
Well, let's get into the helm, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that, yeah.
As you go past, Timothy, as you go past being the medical officer that you are, you've seen this before. It's a liquid, it's most likely blood, and it's frozen into place. So obviously something's happened here, it's splashed on, and then it by the looks of it, it's been sort of flash dried, so to speak, as this place has been evacuated of atmosphere very, very quickly.
Oh, Paulie, actually, I don't think that's piss on the arm of the chair there, buddy. That looks like blood, and it's frozen rapidly, which means this place was emptied of atmosphere very quickly, like.
Don't know what accent I went into there.
Wait, a little bit of Geordie coming in there.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit Geordie towards the end.
Away, man.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, party hypothesis is going to be shelved temporarily. It might be something untoward.
Is this
Let's
over...
not tell the others. They'll be fine.
Sorry, is this over an open channel? So
no, this is private between the two of us.
Let's keep the danger to ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to scare anyone.
Paulie, do you think we should warn everybody that there could be something untoward happening here?
Look, no. I've been in these situations before. You start saying, "Oh, we found a little bit of blood," and everyone's like, "Oh no, there might be some danger on the ship," and then Then you have to like be like, no, there's no danger, and people are like, oh, can we get sick pay? And it's like, no, there's no danger pay, there's no sick pay. So no, it's fine. Look, probably someone just cut their hand open really badly and sprayed blood, and then the atmosphere cancelled. It'll be fine, all right?
Can I tell the amount of blood?
It's a hell of a lot. Whoever lost it is probably most likely dead. By the looks of it as well, it's gone down the back of the sofa and across the floor at the wall. Going by past experience, that looks like arterial spray. So yeah, it's nasty.
Paulie, I hate to tell you, buddy, but it looks like, buddy, it looks like that's arterial spray, which means it probably came from quite a bad injury, and whoever it came from is likely dead. So I think we should probably give people maybe a heads up that something bad be here.
It'll be fine. Like, let's just get. We've been standing here for like 5 minutes. My shoulders are starting to chafe from the. Let's just get a seat in the captain's.
Okay, to be sure. Let's just go through the door and into the helmet, shall we?
You are the worst psychiatrist.
I'm liaison. Hey, my job is to make sure you guys don't. Well, my job is to talk to people. It's fine. I don't want to be stressed out.
He's also the self-proclaimed leader now. So.
Yeah.
I'm sensing. You might be a set character from Event Horizon.
Oh dear. So yeah, you head up to the door again. You've got to get the panel open. You've got to get the handle out. You've got to get into the centre of the door and clank.
We both look at each other, and I'm like, I sigh, and I'm like, oh, fine, I'll do it. Fucking.
Yeah, I mean, Timothy tries to probably do it for a little while. He's like, oh God Almighty! Oh no, you're going to have to step in for me here now. Come on.
You've got like the clown out.
Really? Oh.
So you look through the door, and you don't know what's happened, but everything inside the helm room is floating. By the looks of it, the gravity plates are either damaged or have been switched off in the helm. There's a cup here, there's dust, there's a pencil, there's bits of paper, and everything's at the moment, because the ship hasn't been disturbed, everything's just floating as if it's been glued in mid-float. It's not been disturbed for a long time, so it's simply not moving. But looking through the door, it looks like an oil painting. It's really weird the way that the light's coming through the window. The frozen over window, so it's reflecting like a rainbow, sort of weird, all these slick lights. And looking through the door, nothing's moving, everything's silent. Well, of course it's silent, there's no atmosphere, but everything's still, and yeah, there's obviously no gravity in there at all.
Question, so if we go in there, we'll start floating?
Yeah.
Fuck, oh god, that's going to be hard to work with. Polly? Oh no, I'm Polly, sorry.
You're trying to convince yourself.
Polly, we gotta go in, come on buddy.
Split personality.
Make a roll against yourself.
Put on comms to himself.
Timothy, you're a big guy.
Yes, but if you're thinking that I'm so big that I could defy the physics of gravity, you're wrong. Now, what we need to do now is there any sort of rope? And then you can jump in the room and I'll hold the rope. And then if you get too far, I'll pull you back.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that works, because hopefully if they are doing their stuff down there, they'll be able to get a bit of power flowing throughout the base. Hopefully. So yeah. Do we have rope or any means of attaching me? Why am I saying that on the comms? I'm speaking as the player.
There's a hook line actually on your utility belt.
Oh, awesome!
Batman. There's a hook line. Basically, it only goes out for like 4 or 5 meters. It's basically just there to keep you in place while you're working, sort of doing EVAs. But yeah, that should be long enough to get you at least halfway through the helm.
Okay.
Or you could both take out. I shouldn't be suggesting this, but you could both take out your own wires, clip the ends together, and then you got yourself 10 meters worth of cable.
Oh,
that's what we'll do. So Timothy sort of brace himself by the door and clip onto you, and then I go,
"Go on in, Paulie. In you go."
All right, I will
push yourself off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll have to. Okay.
Well, meanwhile, we're going to cut to the engine dudes now.
That's a good idea.
You've gone for the left-hand door. It took ages to get through that door because these are a lot more heavy sets than all the other doors because these are leading down to the engine room. You've walked down the long corridor. There is actually a slide walk actually on the floor, like an airport, which you can stand on, so you can move heavy equipment. Of course, that's not working, so you have to make the journey. It only takes half a minute. You get to another heavy set door, which again you have to work again. This one's even heavier. It takes both of you with 2 handles, and then you have to yank it apart. This is what all this is going on behind you with the other guys. But then when you go to the next door, excuse me, by the looks of it, you don't know if the actual ship itself has suffered some sort of impact, but it looks like explosive decompression. So it's they've not only decompressed this section between the middle door and the engine room door, it's actually blown out the sides. So if you look out the side, there's small holes about so big. Where there are small charges, these charges are designed to blow and then send the engine section off in case of an emergency. Obviously, that hasn't worked. It's blown holes, and it's actually scrunched the corridor. It's actually squashed it down. They actually compressed it. So the only way to make about 10, 12 meters is basically it's probably the height of it is probably just a little bit higher than the height of your helmets. So you're gonna have to lie down and crawl along the floor. This gap.
We made a good call, Timothy and Remy.
Now there's going down there is lots of jagged splits of metal and plastic sticking down and all sorts of bits of wires. But it is the only way you can get down.
I hope you took some duct tape for your suit.
It's the only way you can get further down.
You should go first, Slim.
Maybe, well, you're the senior engineer, and it's the engine room, so maybe you should go first.
All right. I'll go first then.
Okay.
Rochambeau to decide. Fucking paper. I always go fucking paper.
You get down, and the first thing that happens when you start crawling through the gap is that you can feel the back of your helmet scraping on the ceiling. So you've literally got centimeters, probably about an inch maybe, top and bottom. So as you're crawling along, you basically your helmet's bowl is basically bouncing.
I'm used to this. I'm used to this. I'm tall.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you?
I need you to make an agility roll.
Okay.
Sorry, my throat's getting dry. I do apologise. So, you roll a d6 and basically add your agility score.
Okay, so I've got 2, so it's 4.
You rolled 4 altogether?
Yeah.
Right. As you're sort of going down, you're sort of making your way, but then suddenly you stop. And no matter how much you push, you're not moving. It turns out that your helmet has actually gone into a part which has squashed down a little bit further than anything else, and your helmet's jammed in this section.
I was going to say the alternative is a little bit of his suit gets stuck or a bit of thread, and as he's going forward, it's slowly unraveling.
That's weird. Yeah. Well, I feel a bit colder than I was 5 minutes ago. Oh, also, I can't breathe. You know what I mean? But yeah, your helmet gets stuck.
Oh, shit.
And you've gone, how long did I say? About 10 meters? It was about 10 meters long?
Yeah.
You've only gone about 4 meters into the tunnel.
Okay. Can I use some of my engineering gear to try and
you can
move,
at the moment
move stuff out of the way.
Douse oil all over you.
I'm gonna get my wrench and try and just smack the crap out of it till it moves.
The thing is, because your head's wedged, the helmet's wedged, the actual movement of your body is going to be quite difficult.
Yeah.
You can get your wrench out. You've actually got like on your belt. You've got like a power wrench, and it's extendable. It's motorized extendable.
I was going to say, have you got a car jack?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It'll act like that. However, you don't know what kind of damage is beyond this whole area. So you might push a hole into space, or you might connect with something that you shouldn't connect with. So if you do roll, You can make your roll. You'll be have your education plus your engineer skill, but I will make it difficult because you really can't move. So the actual target number is going to be 8.
Okay. All right. Well, my education's 4 and my engineering's 2. So I'm hoping I get past that one.
Yeah. I think
so I've got 5. So that's
got 5.
Oh yeah.
That's like 11.
Get your groats ready, everybody, just in case.
There we go. You press the button on it. You see the cord starts to wind. It starts to push up. There's a horrible creaking sound. Slim, you're at the back there, sort of watching all this happen. You see his head stops, and the rest of his body wiggling, like somebody's holding onto his head. It looks like somebody's got hold of like a floppy dolly. He's just waving it around. He's like, "What the hell?" You see him moving around. And then there's somebody stood behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah. You know when you get that feeling that somebody's over your shoulder, they're sort of looking at what you're looking at.
Going through your pockets. Oh, no. A space 20. I'll have that.
So in the tunnel.
You haven't gone in yet. You've still at the opening.
Okay,
yeah.
Right, cool. So I can feel this presence. I'm gonna turn around quite slowly.
Yeah.
Start rubbing your shoulders.
Just.
I need you to make
anything. Yep.
I need you to make a D6 roll,
and
I need you to add your education to it.
Oh, good. That's 1. Is it 1? Yeah, education is 1. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You took engineering.
Yeah, I know.
That's his secondary though. He's the security guy that knows how to kick the computer back to working.
What did you roll?
4.
4. Okay, you slowly start to turn around. You know there's something there, and you turn around, and it's just a corridor. You've got the long corridor going off into the darkness, and then you see that at the end, the door, which of course leading to the rest of the ship, which is still open, but there's nothing there.
Diesel, are you all right down there, mate?
Yeah. I just got a bit stuck, but I'm sorting it out. It'll only be a minute.
Yeah, let's get moving, eh? This place is starting to give me the heebie-jeebies.
Got your red T-shirt again?
It's lucky. I told you.
Was it looking for the other 4 people that had it as well?
It's Fat Jim,
Diesel.
Tall Jim.
Diesel, you get you get enough gap for head purchase, and then you can move your helmet to look where you're going, and that's when you look straight into the eyes of a frozen corpse. Whatever it is was stuck behind one of the panels that was pushed down. As you push this panel up, the panel drops away, and then the corpse literally just rolls out. And when I say corpse, I mean it's obviously going to be dead because it's not wearing a suit. It's also missing its head from here down to its jawline, literally just sliced clean all the way through.
Okay.
And mouth is open, the tongue again half cut is lolling out, and it's basically just staring at you directly in the face. And this is where we come for our first pressure roll. So you roll a d6 and add your pressure bonus. Your target's 10.
Okay.
And we were worried that our pilot was half cut.
I got 10.
You got 10 dead on?
Dead on 10.
Gotcha.
You drop slightly.
No problem.
Yeah.
It makes you jump an absolute mile, of course.
Yeah.
But you've been in this job quite a while. You've seen quite a few injuries, being the kind of engineer that you are. You've been around a little bit, not like that, like an engineer. So you've been, you've seen it. So yeah, it's horrendous, and it's not nice being trapped in this small, tiny area with something dead and floating in front of you. At the end of the day, he's dead. You're not. So, and it's just basically just lying there. You can't tell what kind of injury that is. That looks like somebody's been through his head with a monofilament, but it's clean, whatever it is.
Okay. Is there a hole big enough for me to just slide him out of?
But he was inside. He's inside. Yeah, panel. You can actually move him to the side and then start crawling upwards.
Okay, I'll move him out.
Slim, you might want to watch out when you come through. There's a dead body.
Yeah. Oh. What sort of state is he in? Or she in?
Dead.
A dead body. Oh, that's the worst kind.
I'm going to start crawling in to this enclosed space behind.
Okay then, Diesel, you need to make another D6 roll on agility to get out the other side. Slim, you make it again another D6.
I'm not good at these agility rolls.
I
got 5.
Okay. I'm afraid you get stuck again. Hold on a second.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you're wee and you're in like one of those tubes, and another one's right behind you trying to get you to go. It's like, I'm stuck. Jesus, can I just let me go past? No, I'm trying to get through.
Slim, what did you get?
That's a 5.
A 5.
Yeah.
So you start crawling on past this guy. You get another. What did I say? It was 10 meters. Oh, you get another 4 meters. So you're almost there, and then you get stuck again. This time it's your backpack getting wrapped around cabling. Slim, you get in 6 meters, so you're not far behind him, and you get snagged on a piece of ragged metal. Ooh. Now I need you to make another agility roll, and I need you to roll a 7 or more.
Don't fail me.
Otherwise, coming off of there like a balloon.
Is that both of us?
No, just Slim.
You can clearly tell where myself and Ben's minds are. We're like Space Quest levels.
You got an 8, sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
The actual ragged metal, as you can feel it pressing into your shoulder, and as you look, it looks like it's pushing the suit right in. So at the very last second, you're like, and then slowly move your arm back and out of the way of it. Unfortunately, then you come up behind Diesel's arse. He can't move at the moment. He's tangled up.
Glenn, can you find something to help untangle me?
Just push me.
Should I just give you a punt from behind?
We'll give it a go.
I'm going to try and brute force him through.
God!
Make a strength roll.
Yeah, that's.
Grab his arse.
So 3 for strength, 1d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
That's another 8.
8, brilliant. You start pushing him through, but then I need you to make a quick engineering roll as well, please.
All right, is that education and
education plus your engineering?
Really
it's plus 1, isn't
education.
it? So,
so
you 1 and 1.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2. You're getting a 2 bonus.
Thank you for that.
Get a 6, you'll be golden.
What did you get, sorry?
That is a 5.
A 5
overall.
Okay, you get hold of him, you start just yanking him forward, and that actually does the trick. That pushes him out. But what you don't know is that one of the cables wrapped around his suit is a live wire. So as you're pushing him forward, they pull the wire taut, then it snaps out, and there's when you can't hear it, but there's a blinding white light, and there's sparks which immediately sort of dissipate because it's in zero gravity in vacuum. But there's a massive jolt goes through the entire area, like something's been moved. There's a massive sort of horrible roaring sound in your ears as all the alarms go off in your suit. So one of you is going to be affected by this. So it's going to be more luck than anything else. So both of you roll a d6, and whoever rolls the lowest is
1.
The electric shock.
Well, there we go. You
got
literally
1.
just
You got
don't
1.
roll
3.
a 1, Safino.
You got 3.
There we go.
All right, Pete, what's your strength score?
3.
3. You take 2 points of damage.
Oh my god!
The actual wire itself comes snapping off, wraps around. Oh god! Roll a d6 and don't roll a 1.
2.
2, brilliant. It wraps around something that's not your oxygen tank, but it gives you a massive shock right in the small of the back. You feel your body go taut. Can you make another pressure roll, please?
No, it's wrapped around your iPod.
8.
I'm going to take this electrical wire.
You got 8 for pressure
I need
roll.
another d6. This d6 is really bad.
Okay, add 1 to your pressure level.
Yep.
You don't need to make any rolls on that just yet. It's not high enough to make a difference, although you are slightly shocked. In more ways than 1. So
I like the sneaky Deadpool reference, Ben, that you threw
but yeah,
in.
the shock goes straight through you. Unfortunately, the wire itself is still on there. So you're literally in front of you, Jim. You can see his body. You can see his suit lights flickering on and off, and you can see gases coming out of all over the place. So either one of you can attempt to get the wire off. Unfortunately, Pete, it's not going to. You can try, but you'll be at a massive disadvantage. So Jim, you can try.
You've been
I'll do my best.
Your gloves are insulated, so you can grab hold of the wire. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I'll grab
So
it.
roll a d6.
Oh.
So roll a d6. Add your education and add your engineering thing.
The smartest spare.
Rolls
of
a
guns
3
in there.
and they get electrocuted.
8.
He d-
Oh, 6.
Eight. Brilliant.
Our truest
You grab hold
enemies
of the
are
wire
ourselves.
and basically, you sort of just pull it off him, and his body starts to relax. He doesn't look like he's breakdancing anymore, and you manage to put it off, and you wrap it around another sort of area where it's just out of the way. It's still live, but it's out of the way now. There's no more danger from it.
So with my pressure bonus, it was 7 because my strength was 3 and my education was 4.
Yeah.
Is it reduced now to 5 because my strength is now only 1?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So whatever your strength is at now. So the more damage you take, the weaker you get, the more susceptible you're going to be to problems.
And can I get my strength back?
Yes, you can, but you'll need a medic for that.
Okay,
Tim.
that's fine.
Who's on the other side of the ship?
And did you say that like this set off our alarms as well all the way on the other?
No, it was just Jim's and Pete's alarms. Their suit alarms went off because it was the proximity of the danger.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So to clarify, our 2 engineers have both nearly died walking down a corridor.
Brilliant.
But none of you know that.
Yeah. Well, sadly, neither of them have NVQs. So there we go. So you pushed him out to the other side. You're out now, Pete. You're fine. Jim, that just leaves you. So just make another agility roll, and that'll get you out.
Squeeze your arse through.
Yeah, that'll get you the last 4 meters.
This is my speciality. So. 7.
7. Yeah, that's fine. You crawl along the rest of the way. You avoid the ragged bits and the cushy bits and the electrical bits, and then you both collapse exhausted on the other side of this, and in front of you is the closed doorway to the engine room. Meanwhile, Remy. Oh, sorry. I think I've just lost you all. That's better.
No, okay.
Remy, you're inside the computer room, yeah?
Yeah.
Everything is absolutely smashed to pieces, but then your comm light comes on inside your helmet from an outside source. Can you hear me?
I'll activate it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Oh, sorry. What is the matter? Is that Daniel?
The signal is coming from the shuttle that you just arrived on.
Daniel, what is the problem?
Gotta go.
You can't go.
Go.
We're still on the
He
ship.
literally can't go.
We gotta get out of here. We can't stay. We can't stay with that on here.
With what on
I
here?
can't wait. I'm so sorry. I can't wait for you. I'm sorry. I can't stay.
Get back here.
And then in the distance, well, you can actually feel, you can't hear it, of course, there's vacuum, I keep forgetting, I do apologise. Under your feet, you can feel the deck plates rumbling, like something on the ship's just powering up. And then another rumbling as something large is moving.
Motherfucker.
In the helm, sorry, Paulie and Timothy, the lights for the hangars flash on, and the screen comes up, and the hangar door's opening, somebody's trying to get off the ship.
Oh, can I close it? That fucker.
No, you're drifting in the wrong direction at the moment.
Damn it!
Gentlemen, I feel I should warn you that we are stranded because our pilot.
I'm so sorry. I've got to go. Problem being, of course, he's obviously powering the ship up, but he doesn't have the manoeuvring thrusters to get off the ship.
No, he doesn't. So what the fuck is he just?
I'm so sorry.
Daniel, I've not
now he's exhibiting the other. No, sorry.
I've not had a chance to fix your maneuvering thruster. Your down thruster. If you try to leave now, you will explode.
Yeah, it's going to be an opposed roll. So make a liaison roll. Yeah. You haven't got liaison skill, have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
No, he does. He does.
Remy.
He has one.
He's only talking to Remy. Remy, make a charisma
No,
roll.
Remy has a 1.
I have 1 in liaison as well.
Yeah, he did. He took liaison.
Oh, did you? I do apologise.
Yeah.
I do apologise.
He's a sexy scientist, remember?
Charisma and liaison are my secondaries.
Roll your d6, and basically it's an opposed roll against Tim. You're just going to roll beat what he rolls. What did you roll?
6.
6.
Is what I rolled.
You rolled a 7.
Yeah. I'm motherfuckering to
it's
Timmy.
going, I can't. On the screen of the hangar that you're looking at, Paulie, you see the shuttle take off. It starts to move, but of course the thruster's not working. The thruster blows off. Too much gas come out, and the shuttle starts to spin. He just loses all control. The shuttle spins, smacks into the corner of the hangar, comes down, smashes into the bottom of the hangar. You see the viewport shatter, and then it just spins off into space. And all you hear, Emmy, over the controllers, as it disappears and rolls off into space.
I'm glad I got his vodka.
You psycho.
I feel at this stage I should probably let everybody know that we may need to consider an alternative way of leaving the ship.
Oh, did that fucker try and leave?
He tried to leave and has exploded and died.
Oh, well, there's another similarity he shares with my dad. Alright then. Fucking prick.
Why me?
There's layers to that backstory.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, we'll get the ship up and running. What the fuck's engineering doing? They're taking their sweet arse time.
Sorry, is that quiet? Is that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit quiet.
It's quiet.
A little bit quiet. My mic's gone again, apparently. Nobody can hear me on the
I'll put that on the open comm. Jim, Pete, what the fuck are you doing?
Trying not to die.
What, walking down to engineering is trying not to
I got
die?
electrocuted. It's collapsed down here.
The corridor's fucked. It's all over the shop. Like, just, yeah, we'll get there when we get there, alright? What was all that rumbling?
Pete, can you hear me? Do you need medical attention?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll strap up Paulie here, and then I'll come down to you at engineering, and I'll try and help you. How wide is the gap you guys try to get through? Because I'm a wee bit on the far side.
You'll have to wait till we come back out.
Oh, it's that thin, is it? Oh, okay then. Yes, I'll wait for you to come back out then.
Dude, don't you tie me to this like a lost kite, alright? You're gonna fucking sit there until I'm back in.
Don't worry, Paulie. They said it was not wide enough for me to get through anyway, so I'll stay here with you. And then
Yeah, that's it. Well,
when
we
they come
need
out,
to
I'll
get
go
the
sit
ship on
Pete.
course now that our getaway is away.
Hear me, by the way.
Paulie, you drift forward. You're going over towards. Oh, sorry, I'm still with Remy. I do apologise. Remy, yeah. So
my sound.
You got your sound
No,
back.
it's getting a little bit better.
That little bit better was when I
Yeah,
unplugged the
that's,
microphone.
yeah, we can hear you.
Now
nice
we're
and
back.
clearly.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
Right.
So yeah, you've sorted out your communications problem. Yeah, he's dead now, so that's your communication problem solved. So yeah, he sort of drift off. You were still in this room. Everything around you is smashed. So what is it you want to do now?
I would like to try and pull together as much as I can to get some kind of bodge job interface up and running.
Okay. It's really dark in this room. You can only work off your suit lights. So I will ask you to make. You got any kind of engineering skill, any kind of technical skill? Crew position.
I've got my science officer.
Okay, run science officer.
Yeah.
It will be difficult because everything's smashed to bits, and you're working with thick insulated gloves, and it's dark and blah blah. So yeah, just the higher the better.
Hey, there we go.
Did you roll one?
No, I didn't. I rolled a 4, which
Oh, yeah.
plus my education takes it to 8, plus science officer is 10.
Brilliant. Excuse me. Yeah, you can. There's a bit of keyboard there. There's a few wires here. You start putting stuff together. There's one monitor. Maybe if you can run something through a single monitor, maybe you'd be able to get at least some kind of readout up. But yeah,
starts playing as you montage building,
yeah.
building a
It's
computer.
sun setting and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll take you a little while. So we'll cut back to Paulie and Tim. Paulie, you're drifting forward. You just watched all this unfold on the screen to your left, which is now that the hangar door is now closing automatically.
Yes.
There's alarms going off in there as well. Obviously, it's been a terrible accident. A terrible accident.
Yes,
And as you look over at the screen, you see the hangar doors closing and sort of bits of rubble sort of drifting in the zero gravity environment.
That's whatever. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to just try and get navigation sorted, and then if there's time, I'll start fiddling around and seeing what controls we have.
Yeah.
So I would like to get the navigation just so we're ready to get it going, and then obviously Timothy's going to come in and turn her in the direction we're going. And apparently we're going to be piloting the fucking thing because the pilot got the jitteries.
Gotcha. You get over to the console, navigation console. Everything's in working order by the looks of it. There's a little bit of power, and probably not enough to do really, really complicated
I
work,
figured.
but enough just to get yourself into the system.
Okay.
So yeah, no problem at all. System's open, it's not locked. You sit down, and it's an old style. This is what you trained on. It's that old. So you sit down, keyboards up, monitor flickers into life. Takes a few seconds to boot. MS DOS. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Timothy, you're watching all this going on whilst you're hooked up to him by line. If you look to your right on the map, there's a door there to go into room 3, which is a bunker room. That door is slowly opening. You can see the bit in the middle that you put the thing in to turn it. That's turning in the opposite direction, sort of anti-clockwise side, and the door is slowly opening.
What the fuck is going on? There's a door opening out here. Paulie, I'm pulling you back out. I need you.
No, I can't. Am I sitting down? Did you say?
Yeah.
No, I would like to stay sitting in the chair, honestly.
Okay, well, it's going to be an opposed strength roll. So,
Oh, great.
Timothy, roll a d6 and add your strength score, and you as well, Paulie.
I just got here, man. I know why you're doing it, though, so it's all good. Oh, 4. Well, you're going to easily
got
beat
5.
that.
You got 5.
Ah,
So yeah,
goddamn.
you're trying to hang on to the console, onto the seats, but no, his portly size has got the advantage there.
Yeah,
He
he
sort of
just
balls,
pulled.
yeah, and he only has to step back once and you're fucked. So, and then that's it. Then you start drifting back along towards the door. The door is now halfway open, and by the looks of it, you don't know if there's anything in there, but there's all sorts of dust and sort of weird sort of hair sort of drifting out of it as well.
Timothy, I just got on the console. What is
Oh,
it?
look at the fucking door! It's
You look over at the door.
opening.
I'm floating back over.
Yeah, okay. You get to the doorway, Paulie. He's pulling you so hard. He sort of bumps suits, and you know what I mean. Then suddenly the weight returns to you, and you're back on the floor.
Ah, follow my arse. Back out.
Paulie,
Yes,
look at the door. Look at the
Yeah,
door's
the door's
opening.
opened.
You look over the door.
And there's gross stuff flying out. It's gross.
Actually,
I can see
Paulie,
that.
Paulie, you don't see any of that. The door's closed.
Oh, what the fuck is going on here? There's a closed door there.
In fact,
What?
Tim, now that you look back at it, Tim, the door's closed.
It's closed. Why did you pull me back?
No, that's it. I'm getting out. I'm not staying here. That's not right. That's not right at all. That door was opening, and there was creepy stuff floating out of it.
Have you
What's
got the
happening?
space madness?
That is not. Huh.
Can I do a medical check on myself to see my vitals?
Can I do a psychiatry check?
Check your vitals, yeah.
Yeah, so I rolled a 5 plus my education 4 plus medic, so he's 11.
You want a quick scan on yourself. For whatever reason, your brain activity, especially your frontal lobe, is up for the roof. I mean, if you're stressed or a little bit weird, that's fine, but that sort of stuff, that's weird.
This doesn't read right. I just shouldn't be doing that. Well, it says here that my brain activity is a wee bit on the skits. Like, I shouldn't be doing that. Even stressed out, I shouldn't be doing that. So I may be getting the space madness.
In fact, sorry, Tim, talking about stressed out, you do have to make a pressure roll. So add a d6 and add your pressure bonus.
8.
8. No, you've got 1 on your pressure level.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was a little bit weird to see the door opening and then actually it's not opening.
Yes, now I'm questioning the very realm of existence.
Right. Right, I'm going to go back through there and get us on track. And we're going to link our wire and we're going to go through. I do not want to be pulled back through. I'm going to be quite annoyed if that happens.
Paulie, don't leave me here. Don't leave me here.
I was just, you could see me. I was down there. I was just there.
I swear to God, that door was opening.
I swear to God that you guys are going to get your own spin-off show. It's going to be Tim and Paulie Adventures.
Adventures of Tim and Paulie.
Okay.
Paulie, you can't leave me out here on my own. I don't.
Do you want to come in? Okay, we'll go in together. We'll tie the bits to the thing, and then we'll just, I don't know, we'll work out. Or do you want to just float through together?
They'll hold hands into the distance.
Yeah, we'll hold hands with that.
We'll skip away into the distance together. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the button for life support? Because I'm getting very stuffy in this suit.
There's some stuff on the console, but I can't access any of that until they get the power sorted. I just want to get all the preliminary setup since now our only ship is gone.
I'm going to suck it up. You'll go in, but if I see something scary, I'm jumping in with you. So get ready to hook us on.
That's completely fine. So let me get to a seat, and I'll attach my wire to it so that I don't float away. And I open the open comms. Engineering, are you there yet?
You're almost there. These doors are huge and heavy and thick, but yeah, they're open enough. They're open wide enough now to get one person in.
Question, and I'm happy to not know this answer. Would it be a power thing to get the gravity plate on, or is that a systems thing?
You don't know, not without checking. You don't know where the problem
that's
lies.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bit of anti-gravity here, so if you guys could, pick up the pace a bit and help us out. Silence. Yeah, real mature, guys. Real mature. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, well, I'll go in if we got a door open enough for one person to go in. I'll go in.
And I say to Diesel Pete, like, are you sure, mate? You up for it? Are you up to it? You took a bit of a zap in.
Yeah. I'm all good, mate. I'm all good.
He's like blinking off point. One eye blinks, the other eye blinks a moment after.
He's got hair like Doc Brown. He's not looking good.
When he takes his helmet off, it's just going to be this entire cloud of hair.
He's static. The entire his helmet now is just hair. Who's going in first to the engine room? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go in first.
Are you sure you're damaged? Are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just
wonder what's in there.
Just a friendly question. Yeah, you walk into the engine room. It's huge. It doesn't look it on the map because I'm not very good at making maps. But it is actually quite large, and it's basically a converted fission engine. A lot of engines have sort of simulated artificial black holes, so it's on-engine energy basically for their drives, or singularities, I should say, not black holes. Gives all sorts of weird images. But yeah, it's big, and it looks in pristine condition as well. It's covered by the silver dust, of course. But yeah, it's in very, very pristine condition. At the very far end, you can just see a little blue blinking light at a console, just out of range of your light.
Okay, I'm assuming that's I'm assuming that's where I need to go and check.
Yep.
So I'll
make an engineering roll to see if you're familiar with this engine design.
Okay. Okay, so 5, 9, 11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, you know this engine design. This is, again, going back to things that you've been trained on. It's very, very similar to what you've seen in the halls. It's, if you can just imagine massive standing gas canisters, just all packed in tightly, all down, and huge, of course, not little ones that you put on your barbecue. I mean, absolutely massive floor-to-ceiling cathedral-sized ones, sort of going all the way down. And these are the sort of the processing and the engines and the coolant and the, the converters, the works. It's in pristine condition. You walk down to the blue blinking light. Jim, are you going in as well? Jim?
Slim, it's all pretty good in here.
All right, I'll follow you in. Yeah, I'm right behind you.
I didn't hear a voice. I'm right behind you.
You guessed it. So you go walking down. The blue blinking light is just basically just the command console. It's basically where engineers come to get all their stuff done. And it looks like the blue light is flashing over. It's basically like a pause button. The whole ship has been shut down but put into standby mode. And the blue light is basically flashing. Yes, there we go. Basically, it's restart. Oh, why? It's bloody updates. So no, you go walking down. It's basically been put into like a sleep mode. So the whole ship is on standby by the looks of things.
Okay. Well, I'll reboot it up then. I want to be trying careful not to put too much power through it, because obviously if the structure has been weakened, where they've tried to blow the engine off.
Yep.
So
you're going to do it like stage by stage.
Yeah, and so I'll basically just put it on like 10% or something, so that there's enough power, but we're not really going to move anywhere.
Yeah, just cool. Make an engineering roll.
Okay. 3, 7, 9. So 9.
No problem at all. You type in, you got all sorts of systems. You do the restart. There's no security protocols locking you out. You do the restart, and then gradually the engine starts to and it starts kicking in systems. In the cockpit, in the bridge, you see a red light flash, and then over the suits comm, it's all automatic pickup. You can hear a very muted warning, gravity returning, warning, gravity returning, and slowly you can feel weight returning to your body, and then you slowly drift down. And then from the ceiling cavity drops another body. So both of you make another roll against your pressure. D6 plus your pressure bonus.
I got 11 this time.
Oh, well done. So you're okay.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
Foley.
Yeah, no, I'm going to fuck this up, yeah. Right. So pressure is...
You add your strength and education scores together and roll a D6.
Oh, that's not terrible. Okay, that's not the worst. I got a 10.
You got a 10. Okay, you both back. The target number's 10, so that's fine.
Oh.
So yeah, it's shocking, but after everything else that's happened, you're kind of on edge already. It's kind of like nervous anticipation. And this body drops down from the ceiling.
Like Zoinks!
Oh my God, it's my dad! So now he comes crashing down, slams onto a console and just flips over, and it's been mutilated, let's face it. Someone's had to go at it with either a knife or some razor. It's a female officer, not in a pressure suit, in the flight suit. And it just comes crashing down, flips over. The hair is probably frozen, parts of it shatter, and then it just slams down onto the ground. Parts of the face crack, finger comes off. Yeah, it's seen better days.
Can I do a medical examination?
Can I do a
He's
check
dead,
if
mate.
she's got any wallets? Can I check
Yeah,
her
well,
pockets?
Yeah, wallets. She's too cold for wallets. Yeah, you can have a look. Well, you don't need to do a medical examination. If anybody sprayed blood all over the place, it was probably her. Put it that way. Her neck is sliced from the ear all the way down to the collarbone.
Yeah,
Somebody sliced it all the way down.
I'm assuming I don't have necessarily the technology to sort of do a sample, but
No, not really, not at the moment. Not with that, unless you get to the medical suite on the ship.
Yeah, but you're saying that I can see that there's an arterial cut.
Yeah.
So the chances are that that's her blood.
It stands to chance. Yeah, it stands a good chance. Yeah.
Sort of, does that look like the killing blow, or is there other stab wounds?
Well, no, that's just it. There's all sorts of stab wounds. She's been stabbed, sliced, cut. There's an ear missing. There's an eye hanging out. That face has been sliced up. She can't. The only reason why you know it's a woman is because of the name tag. It's got MS and then a second name, which is Veronica.
Right,
so Miss Veronica. No, she's been horribly mutilated.
Well,
Well,
this is
that
shit.
looks like some serious anger issues there. Whoever did that.
Yeah, no, it was probably space madness. We've discussed this. I mean, they probably just had like they probably imagined that person was like a monster or whatever, and then killed them. It's a tragedy. Let's get the ship going, and we can, I don't know, like hold a eulogy. I don't know.
I mean,
whatever.
all I would say is that this body's going to defrost at some point, and then at that point it's going to get real messy. So we probably want to put it somewhere where it's not going to cause a lot of mess.
Well, you're the medical guy. You take it away. I'll get the whatchamacallits, the navigation. I'll see if there's any other systems that they've managed to power on. All that stuff sorted.
Is there any plastic sheeting anywhere or anything?
There are emergency suits and bits and bobs which they use to cover things over when the ship's dried up.
Yeah, like those old-fashioned fire blankets. Is there like one of those?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get one of those and kind of roll her onto it and then just cover her up so that if she does fall out, it doesn't make a mess.
Yeah, no worries.
And also, a bit more nice.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a little bit of decency. So
Yeah,
you're going to take her out? Not take her out like for a drink. You're going to take her out the cockpit.
Hey there, love. Would you like to go out for a drink with me?
Oh, she's the only one that doesn't say no.
God, no. I'm just going to
not going that far.
No. I'm going to just do it there in the room because again, I'm still scared to go away from Paulie.
Yeah.
So I kind of like quickly nip out to the. I'm guessing it would be in the kitchen area where we just were, and I quickly get the blanket and then sort of like roll her onto it and then cover her up and go.
Okay.
Yeah, make it look like it was a crime. Make the crime scene look more incriminating.
With, like, I'm not trying to get
her
rid of
right
the
next
cops,
to
that's all,
bloodstain. Yeah. No, it's good.
Okay.
So just a bit of decency because Timothy
absolutely.
cares about it.
So it comes a bit of a shock then when she reaches out and grabs you by the throat. So make a roll against.
What the-
Make another pressure roll, please.
So you get for decency in this game.
4 + 6, so 10.
10. So no. So you sort of handle it, but suddenly a hand literally just comes out from under the tarpaulin as you roll in, and literally just grabs you around the throat. It is an assault, so I'll need you to roll a d6 and add your agility roll. Add your agility score. Sorry.
3.
Right. So she reaches out. She literally grabs you by there. It feels like she's got a finger in your mouth. And
I'm in a suit.
And she's trying. Oh yeah, of course. But that's how it feels.
Oh.
So yeah. So she reaches up. She literally grabs you, and it feels like she's pushing. Like her fingers are going up into your suit, and really pushing the fabric against your neck. It really, really hurts. So you lose a point of strength.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna recoil backwards.
Yeah.
And shout for Paulie to see if he saw that.
Paulie, did you see that? She grabbed me.
Look, I'm trying to get the systems online. Timothy, what is it? I'm not coming through. Describe what has happened.
And as I felt
the
that,
arm twists and cracks, and it goes onto the floor, and she's trying to push herself to her feet.
And is Paulie seeing this time?
No, I mean I'm still in the. No, are we in a like? Could I turn and look kind of scenario?
Yeah,
because I'm still in the cockpit area doing stuff.
Well, you can see Timothy lying on the floor.
Oh, okay.
On his back, and his suit's ripped open, and this woman that's just done he's now over him. She's literally snapping off ribs and just trying to get into his body. You need to make another pressure bonus roll, please.
Yeah, that's no problem. So,
over the open comms now, all you can hear is Timothy going, "Oh, Paulie!
Paulie, stop and put your back in face! Trying to get to me, man!"
Holy shit!
And you just got
I
another
got
reroll,
enough.
mate.
I'm gonna need
No.
it. I forgot I had a reroll.
I got another 10.
You got another 10. So yeah, you see this happening. God, it's shocking because she's literally ripping out some sort of entrail at the moment, almost like a zombie. But look, she's not eating anything. It's like she's just taking the stuff out. And as she's doing that, her head slowly turns to look at you, as she's snapping off ribs, and she's got her fingers around the sternum. Timothy, you've fallen back. She's trying to get to her feet, but you've sort of stepped back, and you see Paulie look, and the look of horror on Paulie's face is just. Well, that's scary itself.
No, it's going to get worse for the linoleum.
Is there any heavy objects near me?
There is
like a fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's a fire extinguisher. Yeah.
I swing at what I think is her coming towards me.
You grab hold of the fire extinguisher. You take she's on her knees now, getting to her feet, and her head's this unnatural angle as she's starting to look up at you. You reach over, you grab the fire extinguisher, and then you make an attack. So it's a D6 roll plus your agility.
Oh,
you got to beat 4.
I rolled a 5 plus 1. It's a 6.
It's a 6. So you swing this around. It's going to be a cudgel damage. So roll a D6.
3.
So you do the full 2 points of damage. It smacks into her face, her frozen face, and the jaw and the nose, and it just literally just explodes into fragments. And the head sort of snaps around. Paul, did something weird's going on. She's clawing away, but then it's like an overlay image, and you can see Timothy swinging a fire extinguisher around at nothing. It's all a bit weird. Meanwhile, Remy, you've finally got some bits and bobs. You've sort of switched stuff on, and a bit of light comes on, and then all of a sudden, throughout the entire ship, the lights come on. Obviously the 10% is coming up, everything's powering up. Lights come on, all down the corridor, throughout each and every room, in the helm room, all the lights come on. Remy, on the wall in the dark, which you didn't see before, up on the ceiling, where all the wiring is all being pulled out, there's a body in there, and it's sort of Jesus Christ pose in the body, and there's wires through the fingers, through the hands, through the neck. Somebody's obviously put it up there, tied it, and then just jammed wires in it all over the place. The face looks like he died mid-scream.
That's not meant to happen.
No, you need to make a pressure roll, please.
So it's just pressure bonus plus
Pressure bonus plus D6, yeah.
Okay, so 6 then. I do.
So you get 1 on your pressure level.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. But you've managed to get access to the computer core. Meanwhile, in the engine room,
I'm also going to pull that fire axe out of the monitor.
Oh yeah,
which it was.
Good thinking. Meanwhile, in the engine room, the starship's going, but there seems to be warning signs going off. Jim, you're behind Pete. He's right down at the other end as you've gone walking in, and out the darkness to the right-hand side, you see somebody walking up behind him without a pressure suit on, with a fire axe, literally just walking up to him, shouting, "No, don't activate it!" But Jim, he's sort of walking towards him with the axe up, and he's right between you and Pete.
All right, so
as he walks up behind him.
Try and rugby tackle him to the ground.
Well, he's a bit far away. By the time you get to him, he would have hit Pete. But you've got your taser. You got your taser. I was
going to say, don't you have a? Because you're the security. You're armed.
I do have a stun gun. But...
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to do? You can if you want, you can try and run and make the distance, but you'd have to make a successful agility roll to do it before you can attack.
He is Slim Jim though. He could pull it off.
Slim Jim, not Nippy Dave.
Well, Nippy Dave. Nippy Dave. Well, he died unfortunately.
Yeah.
This
He was nippy, but he wasn't
teleporter. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's one roll if I zap him with a stun gun, so I'm gonna play the odds.
Okay.
So
make your agility roll. So it's D6 plus agility plus your security score.
Yeah.
And you got a reroll in case you need it.
Difficult to hit is 8 because of the range and because it's quite dark as well.
All right. So 8 or higher.
It's a 9. You pull off the shot goes screaming over, and for some reason passes straight through him and goes straight into Pete.
You shot so no, Jim. You shot so well. He vaporized on impact, and it went through and hit Pete.
Pete, for some strange reason, you've been electrocuted. You've been almost crushed. But you know, things could be worse, and they are worse. You get hit by a days of shots. It's non-lethal, but it's going to fucking hurt. So, Jim, roll a d6 for me.
And pass out.
Slim Jim.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
It's
sorry.
your
D6, yeah.
Yeah. 1.
Oh, we done 1 point. How much strength have you got, Pete?
1.
Brilliant. So the shot goes into him. Unfortunately, because it's a dart, it also punches his spacesuit. So it goes smacking into the back of him. The shot goes through. Pete, sadly, you fall unconscious.
Okay.
And the sound of escaping gas. The person that you shot at goes running forward and is basically swinging where Pete was. Pete's lying on the floor now, and he's swinging, and then he turns and looks at you. There's rage on his face. It looks like he's been really nastily wounded down here, and his eyes sliced open, and he comes running at you with the axe.
I've got the only thing I have to hand is my stun gun, so I'm gonna try.
Yep.
And fire.
Pull off a shot. Again. He comes. It's almost point blank range, so it's 6 to hit.
So security and agility. Sorry. Plus 4, plus 2. 12.
Brilliant. That is a perfect shot. You fire, and you're going to hit him in the head, but the dart just goes straight through his head, like he's not even there.
Again.
And he comes up with the axe, and he takes the swing. I need you to make another pressure roll.
Yep.
Sorry, Pete, I need you to make a pressure roll as well. I know you're unconscious, but it's just the shock of it.
Yeah, it's fine. 4...
When you wake up, you'll be super stressed out.
So I rolled a 4 and a pressure's 5, so I've got 9. I've got a pressure level of 1.
Okay, so you get another point on your pressure level, so now you've got pressure level 2. Sorry, Jim, what did you get?
That
Slim
was
Jim?
8.
So how many pressure points have you got at the moment? Pressure level?
I haven't experienced anything yet, I don't
So
think.
you get 1 point on your pressure level.
Yeah.
So Pete, you roll a d6.
Yep.
And if you roll less than your pressure level, you're going to have an episode.
No, I got 6.
You got a 6, so
fine.
at the moment you're fine. Your pressure level stays as it is, but the higher it gets, the more chance you have of suffering an episode. And what you do is you roll a d6, and if you roll less than your level, not equal to, but less than, then you have an episode. And then depending on how high your pressure is, depending on how bad the episode is, or the chances of how bad the episode is. Okay. So, even though you're unconscious, you've been hit, it's a bit of a shock. When you wake up, you might have reductions on your abilities. You might have been catatonic. You might have gone into a violent rage, depending on how high your pressure level is. Yeah. So, but at the moment, you're fine. You're just unconscious.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just out.
Just unconscious. Yeah, you're fine. You're just half dead, and you're losing air.
I'm losing air.
Yeah. The axe, he comes flying at you, and as he comes at you, he literally, his body almost goes straight through, almost ghost-like. And then that's it. Then he's gone. Remy.
Pete. Oh.
sorry, Jim. Go.
I was just gonna call. Pete. Diesel.
Yeah.
What? And then I'll go over and check him and try and work out how I've shot him through a ghost.
Yeah, it's gone through. The needle's still in there. The dart's still in there. It self-extricates. Once it's hit, the needle retracts, then the dart falls out. Because it's in the space, it's jangled in his spacesuit. He does have a spacesuit patching on his belt. Yeah. So all you need to do is roll a d6 and use your engineering skill.
That's all I have.
And make the hole bigger.
But you've used these before. Remember, you got a re-roll, I think, haven't you?
All right.
Yes, Safina has got a re-roll.
7.
That's it. Dead on what you needed. Okay. It's dead on what you needed. Anyway, so you get the tape out, you put it over, you seal it, and it stops the air from leaking. Pete's vital signs on his suit. All the red lights go out, the lines go back to normal. He looks like he's alive. Remy. Yeah, it looks horrible. This guy is literally just suspended there. He's been impaled. He's got wires through every major muscle in his body. It's quite intricate, whatever they've done to him. It's actually also quite horrifying. You've already made a pressure roll, haven't you? And you passed. Yeah, it's actually quite disgusting. And on the plus side, you managed to get access to the computer frame, to the mainframe through the screen. It's going to be difficult because it's not direct access, and you have to reroute through all sorts of different systems. But it might give you an indication of what the hell's going on here.
Right, so that's my next thing.
I have access to the computer. I'm just going to try and look through the flight logs and see if I can find anything.
Okay. Is it just you have access to the data banks? Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're going to find out what you can actually access. So you all have to make a science roll. You do have access, so the difficulty is only going to be 7. So roll your d6 and add your science and your education.
6, 11.
11, brilliant. You start typing through the logs. The actual system itself is really corrupted. You don't know where this thing's been, but it looks like major corruption. And it's the kind of corruption that you get from heavy magnetic fields. So, which is, you can tell this from such a high roll, which doesn't seem right. Starships do create their own magnetic fields in a way, they kind of create their own aurora borealis, so to speak. They create a magnetic field to keep the worst of the radiation away when they're in space. But this is not supposed to affect internal systems. But then, by the looks of it, loads of warning alarms went off at some point, about 6 months into their journey. The warning alarms went up, woke people up. People got out, well, what the hell's going on? Let's get this figured out. And then things just got strange. Somebody got murdered. Somebody else blew themselves out of an airlock. Somebody else hung themselves. Somebody else basically took the monofilaments out of a connection system, tried to hang themselves, ended up slicing half the head off. And things just happened immediately, like really, really quick, and they couldn't figure out why. Just as somebody was about to figure out, say, hang on a second, there's a problem in the engine room, there's a leak, and then that's the last entry.
Pete, Jim, are you there?
Jim is.
This is Jim. We've had a bit of an incident.
You're about to have a bit more of an incident. You mustn't start up the engine.
All right. I don't know if I could. Pete needs medical attention. Like.
Are you doing this over open comms or is
open
it just
comms?
between...
Yes, this is sorry, open comms.
Open comms. There is some kind of leak in the engine that may be causing some of the unusual side effects. It looks like this happened about 6 months into their journey.
When you say unusual side effects, you mean like stuff running around that isn't there, sort of side effects?
Hallucinations could be a side effect, yes.
Listen, there was a geezer down here with a fire axe, right? He was gonna go for Pete. He was going right for him, right? And I did what you would have done in that situation, and I went for him, and the dart just went straight through him. I didn't mean to.
All right, calm down, Jim. Most important thing right now, I know you've turned the engine on and powered it up slightly. Don't turn it up anymore, and you probably need to get out of there. Try and bring Pete with you.
I don't know what you guys are whining about. Everything's fine up here. I mean, I don't really know what you guys are complaining about. I think you guys just don't.
Right off, mate. That's not okay up here. Right. Jim, how bad is Pete? I need you to stabilise him.
Actually, thinking about it, we've got to deal with what was happening with Paulie and Timothy at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because as far as Timothy was concerned, he smashed somebody's face off. And Paulie was watching this same person tear Timothy apart and pull out his intestines.
Yeah, so we can't actually join in the conversation at the moment.
Yeah, sorry guys, can't join you right now. Being disemboweled. So yeah, it's all a bit dicey. So what are you guys going to do, Timothy? You just smashed somebody's face off with the the body just collapses to the floor, smashes onto the ground. But Paulie, what you see is again you see like a flicker of an image over an image. So it's Paul swinging the fire extinguisher around, and that's what you see.
Is the zombie lady, is she coming towards me or is she just kind of like lolling about on the ground?
No, she's getting up to her feet with the hands still full of gore and entrails and starting walking towards you.
Okay, I would like to turn and try and get into the room with all the important stuff and close the door.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I close the door internally or?
Yeah. Well, there's actually a bit more power now. The lights have all come on. There's a little bit more power, so now you can actually use the doors as they're intended.
Oh, so
you
can I go in and
the green
the
lights
door?
up. Yep. Yeah, and you slap Timothy as you're watching. Paulie, looking horrified, jumps back into the room, slams the switch, and the door just closes.
I'd like to lock it if possible.
Timothy, this is when you have your accident.
Yes. No, so can I was going to say while Paulie was right in front of me because I've started. I've obviously assessed myself medically earlier. There was some strange things. So while I saw this crazy lady, can I reassess myself to see if that weird going on in my brain is what's triggering what's happening right now? Because I'm a medical professional. So
at the moment, you watch the doors close and you look down, and the body is just back in the tarpaulin. It's back in the wrap where you put it. It's not moved. The smashed face isn't on the floor. The bits of body isn't lying in place, and your suit seems to be absolutely fine. You've definitely not been disemboweled. Okay. So make a roll. Yeah, make your medical roll.
Oh, nice. So 10.
Always comforting to find you haven't been disemboweled.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm dead. So no, that's what medical professional. So you have a look at your readouts, and by the looks of it, there's literally seconds before there's a huge spike in your brain activity. It's reminiscent of the kind of spikes that you get with people who are being overdosed with kinds of radiation. And as you're actually looking at it, there is a radiation warning actually has just come up on your wrist unit. Okay. There is something pumping out radiation here, which is probably what's affecting your frontal lobe.
Guys, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me now?
What's up?
So I've done some readings. Both times I've seen some crazy stuff, and it's not really there. None of it's really there, but it's the radiation. There's high radiation levels. I don't know what type of radiation.
I'm trying to tell you this already. Heavy magnetic and radioactive effects are happening throughout the ship. They've been happening before as well. This is what caused the ship to be abandoned.
But they're causing hallucinations as well.
Yes, which is why we need...
So I need you to try and stay calm. We need to reconvene and get off this rock. Really, we need to get out of here.
I'm in the cockpit, don't worry, I'm getting stuff
Yes, I saw
sorted.
you close the door, Paulie. Thank you for that.
Well, if the zombie lady was real, I say this in the Pauline Timothy, not on open. I just close it to them. If the zombie lady was real, we need someone to save the ship. Okay?
Well, yeah, so you shut me outside. Thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah, well, I'll let you back in if you can prove to me you're not crazy.
So you're running away from a zombie, and I'm the crazy one.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. And I go back to open comms. So everybody, what you're seeing is not really there. So you just got to try.
Get away from that engine room. We need to try and activate the secondary engines.
The secondary engines. We need
if you could get systems online, that'd be really great. Like
the secondary, I'm getting systems online right now. We don't need to do that from the primary engine room. We've got the secondary engine room. And this seems to be the area where the problem is.
Jim, are you able to get Pete out of there?
That's a good point. Let's actually find out how long Pete's going to be under for.
But don't take too long, guys. We're on the clock here.
Sorry, go on.
When I did my medical assessment, do I realise I'm not actually hurt, or was I actually got hurt by the hallucination?
If you can feel the marks, you know what I mean. You can feel that the bruising. You can feel, but there's nothing physically there. Nothing physically happened to you. It's just that your brain's told you that you've been attacked, and you believed it.
Man,
but other than that, there's nothing there at all.
Singularities are dangerous.
It's the Matrix.
I'll tell you what, Nye, if anybody's having an accident on this ship.
Yeah. I had a weird accident.
Revenge for Dodeca could be.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I want you on the other end of the ship. I went crazy getting.
We don't know what happened. We were on the ship, and then he just slipped in the bath, and his head went right into the bacon slicer.
And then he packs himself into small carrier bags and injects himself into space. It was such an accident.
My father went the same way.
Timothy, you've noticed as well on your medical readout that your brain activity is getting worse. It's going up. It's very slight increments, but it's getting worse as time passes.
But the fact that it's visible means that it's obviously quite bad, because I'm guessing that brain activity shouldn't change that quickly with those kind of things.
Not at all.
Guys, it's getting worse, and it's getting worse quick. So we need to do something. So we need to shut off whatever's causing the radiation.
Well, we'll just get the ship started, and we'll just start heading up in direction.
Ollie, getting the ship started is what's causing this.
Well, we're going to sit here and die otherwise. Might as well try and get the ship moving.
You're not making sense. You need to think about this logically.
He's gone.
Yeah, you're going. I can't hear you. I've muted
Remy, it sounds like
Remy.
the communications are causing some serious backloop. We can't hear you, buddy.
Am I on mute again?
Yeah.
No, I just muted Remy on my end. I can't hear him. He might be affected by the radiation and telling me lies. So
Shut down the primary engine. Retreat to the main section of the ship, away from the engines. Attempt to use secondary engine systems to push us into safe space, and then the recovery crew will come for us.
Yeah. Let's hope.
50 kilometers. We need to use the secondary engines. The primary engines are the source of the problem.
All right, so shut down. Look, I've got to check on Pete first, all right? Before I do anything, I've got to check on Pete.
Pete's coming round now. Pete's starting to wake up.
Am I waking up?
Pete.
Is he going to come on the radio?
And just talk normally.
What happened?
All right, there was
Why
some.
am I lying on the floor?
Right.
Everyone's got space madness.
Okay.
You
right.
slipped.
Closed channel. Closed channel. Me and Pete. Look, so, what happened? Okay. So, according to Timmy and according to Remy, there's some kind of radiation leak that's having an effect on us, like, you know, in your brain box, right? It's so there's been hallucinations. I saw something. I thought someone was coming up behind you with an axe. So I shot him, but he wasn't there. So I shot you, mate. I didn't mean to, right? I was going for. Basically, I was shooting for a ghost. If you look, I take your suit up, you're gonna be all right. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So look, we got. I'm sorry, but we've got work to do, right? We've got to shut down the primary engines and get the secondary ones up again. For some reason, I don't fully grasp because I'm not the most educated fella on here, but yeah. So. All right.
I'll try and stand up whilst I'm trying to.
You're a bit wobbly, and you're going to be at -1 to your rolls, or at least or at least your difficulty number will go up by 1 for each of your rolls. But yeah, you can move.
Okay.
And I help him to his feet.
Yeah.
Whilst explaining that I shot him in the back because there was a ghost there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's convincing.
No. I'm debating whether I'm going to shoot you with my gun. I'm just weighing it up. I'm not that good a shot, but I don't reckon I'd miss at this range.
Guys in engineering, can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you. I'm awake again.
Pete, well, that's good. You need to shut the engine down. We need to stop the radiation. Now, don't these ships have a failsafe on them? That means the engines get kaput and chucked out into space.
Yeah, that would kaput ours too as well.
Well, I'm not saying you stay in there. I'm saying you get out of there and you get rid of the engine.
Okay.
That's a good point, Pete. You need to make an engineering roll, please.
Yeah.
Nice to see that Timothy sailed across the Irish Sea into Wales.
So 7.
Yeah, the
7.
What
he just said,
Ireland and Wales.
What he just said about blowing the engine free, yes, but by the looks of it, the area that you just cut, the area that you came through was crushed with the holes in the side.
Yeah,
that's the area that's supposed to. That's the explosives. By the looks of it, they tried that, and by the looks of it, it didn't work.
Yeah,
that's how shit the ship is.
Yes. So would there be? I'm assuming there would be some other kind of explosives or something on the ship that I could use to rig up.
The only way to do that is the actual engine room itself, and actually blow it off where the actual door to the engine room is.
Right. Okay.
But that could be dangerous because you don't know what the hardware's been damaged between here.
Okay.
And the detonation area. In fact, a lot of the wires are all stripped down that long corridor. So if you do blow the engines off, somebody may have to be in there to do it manually.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do.
Slim, you're going to have to go back through to the other side. We're going to have to give you a rope, and basically I'm going to have to detonate it in here, and then you're going to have to pull me through into the corridor.
What? I don't think this is. Okay, hang on. So I'm going to crawl back through there. we're going to be on a connected line. You're going to set a detonator, and then I'm going to pull you through the broken glass and spikes and electric live cables, and bits of ship and sharp metal, and then it's going to blow up once I've pulled you through, and you're not going to get stuck in your giant helmet.
You shot me because you thought you saw someone with an axe, right? You can do this.
All right.
Honestly, I would have. I mean, if it was me, the player speaking, I would just have Jim stay behind since he shot you. But
as a player, Jim has an engineering of 1.
Oh, very true. It'll be ages. You'll be waiting there.
Ship.
Engineering 1, education 1. Yeah.
Okay.
And get Tim down here because I may need some a bit more immediate assistance when I get through the hole.
Right, we are. Okay, so Tim, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Right, so we think we've got a little plan, but we're probably going to need you to come down and check on Pete.
It's that kind of plan, is it?
Well,
all right. Well, as Paulie's locked me out of the cut pit because he ran in there scared, I'll come down to you guys. Bye, Paulie. Have fun on your own.
You know what?
I just walked off.
You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm the only one that's trying to get the ship moving.
Paulie, you turn around, head back to whatever seat you were in.
Yeah.
Directly in front of you, standing there staring at you, is your dad.
Fuck.
Stares at you. He's got a bottle in one hand, he's got an inhaler in the other, and he's just staring at you with he goes, "Where have you been?" Meanwhile, Remy.
It's brilliant.
What you doing now? You're in this room. The corpse is strapped to the wall above you.
I don't like it in here anymore. I think I'm going to go to secondary engine room.
Gotcha. As you start to move away, there's a slight movement out the corner of your eye. And by the looks of it, the hand of the corpse is separated and is slowly sort of making its way down the wall, and like a puppet on wires. And but they're not wires, they're actual veins, as it's slowly making its way out of the hand and then slowly down the wall.
This is an hallucination. It's not real. It's not
real.
real.
That's what I was about to ask.
Can the pressure goes slightly quicker.
Yeah. Make a pressure roll.
So we still take pressure, obviously, because it's freaking us the fuck out.
But if you pass those pressure rolls, you can actually might help you get through it.
Yeah, right, I did not pass my pressure roll.
Yeah. Okay, so
I got 9.
You got 9.
That's not enough, is it, for pressure?
No, it's not. No. So how many pressure? What's your pressure level at the moment?
Only 1.
Okay, and is that the one you've just taken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So your pressure level. Yeah, add a point to your pressure level.
So that's 2 pressure level now.
Yeah. So you've got 2 pressure level. Okay. Roll a d6, and don't roll less than 2. Or don't roll a 1, basically.
I got a 4.
Okay, you're fine. So yeah, your heart's beating faster. Your breath is getting faster. You're sweating like a pig. As parts of the body just keep sort of detaching. Then the jaw detaches, and the tongue is sort of those things that walk down windows end over end. It's got doing that on the jaw and tongue as it's coming down the wall. But can you just sort of trying to keep it straight back, trying to walk away? Timothy, you've just made it down to the doorway. The doors are still open, actually. So you go through and then you see where it's crushed. And you also see that further down there's obviously the corpse down there as well. Paulie, your dad's walking towards you. Right, looking a bit pissed off. Make a pressure roll.
Right, okay. Well, I'm bound to fail because I got 2 10s last time and I only have 4. Oh yeah, it's a 5. Okay, so I fail. So I take a point of.
You take another point. Have you had any pressure points already? Pressure levels already?
No, I don't think I have. Because for the zombie lady, I succeeded, and I succeeded for the dead body. So this is my first one.
Excellent.
And my luck would run out.
Oh yeah, so you get 1 point. You don't have to roll, but that's.
It's freaking me the fuck out.
Which console are you walking towards?
Well, navigation was the one that I actually know how to do, so I would assume that one.
That's the one you go into. So you're doing your best to ignore your dad, who's shouting. You can smell the nicotine on his breath as he's coming right up to your place. To go, what are you doing?
You left to get space milk and never came back. I mean, it's fine.
You want to go into space? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You want to go out there and die? You're gonna die out there. People explode. They freeze. They die in all sorts of ways. You're going to fail like you always fail. So screaming into your helmet, almost as if he's right by your ear.
Yeah, no.
Timothy, question. How, just a question. What would happen if this radiation, if we overdose on it, if we take too much?
Permanent brain damage.
It's going to be permanent brain damage, and the hallucinations you're seeing, you'll probably see them till the end of time.
Lovely. Right, let's get the fuck out of here then. Yeah, switch this engine off, because I'm hallucinating so I don't want to fucking see anymore.
Meanwhile, Pete, on the inside of the actual, what you thought was right, looking at the actual explosive releases on the inside of the door, the hardware which connects to actually detonate it has been ripped to pieces by the failed previous detonation. So yeah, you can set it manually and blow the locks off, and that should blow off the entire section. You can leave the door open, that's fine, but the most you can set it for is 5 seconds.
It's fine.
So you're going to have to move like a motherfucker. Excuse my language.
Jim, you're going to have to really pull with those arms.
I'm basically going with, I'm going to run.
Yeah.
I'm going to run, and then I'm going to hit the button, grab the rope, and dive.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will get me as far away, and with the rope pulling.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to do agility, I should be okay.
Literally the thing you will have to do that action.
Probably wasn't the best choice of words. Okay, so you go flying for. First of all, make an engineering roll.
Yep. Okay. Okay. 3, 7.
You've got
9.
9. No problem at all. Yeah, you can get over there. You get over there. You hit the button. The countdown starts.
Yeah.
Timothy, you're there waiting. Slim, are you pulling him through the door, or are you pulling him through the gap as well?
Well, it's the 10 meters, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the 10 meters. So I've got to get to the end of that corridor.
Yeah.
To grab the rope so he can pull me through the 10 meters.
It's 10 meters because you've only got 10 meters worth of cord when you attach them together.
Okay.
That's right.
I mean, so Timothy's got down there. I'm assuming I can see Jim bracing with some rope.
Ready to go, yeah.
So I think Timothy's smart enough to work out a crazy plan is happening. So I'm going to go over and sort of grab on as well.
Brilliant.
And figuring 2 of us. And I'm a portly fellow. I've got a lot of weight behind me.
Yeah. So
Simon, you did just get bought a reroll.
Yeah.
Just in case. Oh, did I have a reroll?
You need to make a agility roll. Straightforward.
Okay.
D6.
Okay, I'm going to use the reroll. There's on the floor count.
No.
No.
You want it to count?
Yes, I do. Right. 5, 6, 7.
7.
Hey!
Brilliant.
Yes.
Just made it. Dead on 7. We all know what that means. You go flying forward and you grab hold of it.
Yeah.
That's when he starts to feel a little bit lightheaded. Because you know when Jim repaired your suit earlier,
yes.
He rolled dead on 7, which means he only just made the roll.
Yes.
The patch hasn't held. You've been leaking oxygen quite rapidly. So you're going to have a -1 to your next roll, but you have grabbed hold of the rope.
Is
so
it
now what I'm
already
going to need each of you to do, Jim, Tim, and Diesel. Jim and Tim, you're both making strength rolls, and Diesel, Pete, you're making an agility roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Dead.
I only need one of you. I only need one of you to pass.
I rolled a 6 with my strength. It's 7.
Yeah. 7. That's a 7. That's dead on.
I've got a 6. You should be fine then.
Simon,
you've got a 6.
Yeah, but Simon, you're at -2 on the roll.
Yeah, I got 6.
-2.
My strength is 0.
Yeah.
So and I get -1.
You get a
-1.
-2.
So
did anybody roll 7 or more?
Or only
Timothy.
Timothy rolled a 7.
Forward, and you pull him straight through. It's only just on, but there's still a chance. Remember, there's all sorts of jagged shit under there as well.
Yeah,
you don't want to happen.
Yeah.
So roll a d6 and basically just don't roll a 1.
I got a 3.
You're fine. You pull him straight through the actual area. It scrapes along, but as you put him out the other side, Timothy, straight away you see signs of oxygen deprivation. He's weak. His lips have got a weird colour. His eyes are glazed over. It's not looking good at all.
Okay, so can we find the hole on his suit?
As you start looking, the whole ship shudders. There's a massive thump. You can actually all feel it through your body. You like a shaking going through your chest. You feel your intestines vibrate. And looking down the corridor through, you see that there's a flash of white lights. There's lots of debris which comes speeding up. It's mainly dust and little bits and bobs. But then the engine section just slowly starts moving away. Sorry, Tim, what did you say about checking his suit?
Checking the suit to see where the hole is.
Yeah, it's at the back. You can see where the actual thing's flapping off as he's looking. He's down to his last 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is where I tried earlier.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I guess we're just going to both like kind of put a weight and push down on the plate, trying to stick it back down.
Well, you can both make rolls if you want. You both got patching.
It's education, isn't it?
Education, yeah. And if you've got an engineering skill, then roll with that as well.
3 + 4, I get 7.
7. That's just a pass.
8. Ooh.
8, brilliant. So yeah, you get yours on. You think that's great. Then suddenly it blows off again because you only roll dead on. And then so Jim dives in and goes, I know what I'm doing this time, and basically just puts the patch on, and it seals the suit. He's gonna be okay,
I licked
guys.
it that time.
Gonna be okay.
Nice.
Can I give medical aid to Pete now?
Yes, you can. But he's still in his suit, so you're probably better off waiting until you get back. Well, you have to seal this area up first and get secondary engines online.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Paulie, you're on navigation. You're trying to get everything powered up and everything sorted.
Okay, I can't hear you.
He does there shouting. He's like, I don't understand! And then he just vanishes.
Oh, thank God. That was really uncomfortable.
Just in case,
okay.
now, Brian has just given you a reroll. So
Thank you, Brian. You're very... thank you. I'm probably going to need it.
Hello, Diesel Shot. Thank you for coming.
Can I check for radiation levels to see if that's helped?
You can see the radiation levels are slowly going down.
Oh, thank God.
Guys, blowing the engine's done the job. The radiation's on its way down. And now I don't know if there's going to be any permanent effect to us. But it's going down now.
Don't worry, I'm on the wheel. Don't worry. You can totally trust me.
We need life support. That's the most important thing right now. I need to get Pete's suit off of him. He suffers from oxygen deprivation.
Since I've not made a roll, could I quickly switch? Is life support?
Like I said, nothing's been locked out. The systems there are exactly as they are. You can literally just switch it on. The secondary, primary engines are disconnected. The secondary engines have automatically kicked in. You can actually hear the ship vibrating as it comes up, and slowly the life support system clicks on, and then the emergency lights that were on earlier goes into full lighting. Everywhere's lit up.
Right, well, I'll do navigation check.
Of course, you guys need to get inside because the doors are actually flashing because they want to close because the ship's pressurizing. Yeah.
So I'm guessing we're both going to hoik up Pete together.
Yep.
And sort of run. Portly Tim's going to run towards the
door. And you get through the door, and then the door seals behind you, and then the ship starts to repressurize.
Okay.
It's back on.
At that point, I'm going to lay Pete down and give him some medical aid. I'm going to take off his suit.
Now, the life support's not going to be brilliant. Probably the scrubbers are probably either rotten or not working properly. So you might need to keep rebreathers on, just masks which come out the space suits.
To be honest, we would probably keep our suits on, knowing probably full well the scrubbers have probably not been changed for 5 years, and it's probably not great. But it's probably good enough to get the Pete's suit off of him long enough for me to do some medical stuff.
And get him into the auto dock. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Yeah, so
you're getting down to the medical suite.
Cool, and I rolled a 5 plus my education plus my medical, so that is 11.
11, brilliant. You get them into the medical suite. Like I said, the life support comes on. You've now got thruster control. If you hit a bit of a burst on the thrust, you'll probably make the 50 miles in probably about 5 or 6 minutes. On the other side of the marker, you can actually see other ships approaching.
Oh, excellent. Okay, then, I will get her ready to go and just click the ignition or whatever and get her going, I guess.
Gotcha. You click on the ignition, powers up.
Yep. Cool.
Remy, what are you doing? We've lost you again, mate.
We can't hear you, Remy. There must be a
How about now?
You're faint, but we can hear you.
Now. Right, then that means it's picking it up on the laptop.
How about now?
That's better.
Right, okay. I was going to secondary engines to get them up and running.
Yep.
They're already running, aren't they?
Well, they weren't running.
They came on automatically, I thought.
They came on automatically when we disengaged the primary engines. Well, in that case, I'm just going to sort of make sure.
Secondaries. Tim, you're with Pete in medical. Slim Jim, what are you up to?
Well, I was supporting Pete. I think I'm going to head through to. To see Paulie.
Yep, no worries. Paulie, the ship crosses over past the outer marker, so now you're in Cambridge Wattage space. The ship is officially salvaged.
Sweet.
Because there's nobody else alive on board. And then there's an incoming transmission from one of the ships that's there.
Boop. Switch it on.
The screen comes on.
Hello there.
It's your dad staring at the screen. He sort of leans forward and looks at the screen really close and goes, "Where do you think you've been?"
Oh boy.
And that's the end, guys.
Oh, thank God.
Perfect ending.
Yeah, it was actually.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
Brilliant.
That was
Guys,
great.
I enjoyed that. I really appreciate you spending the time and coming out to play that. I really appreciate it.
It was a good laugh.
I did run over a little bit by about 40
No,
minutes.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I thought it was a goner.
Space Ghost was a nice touch, actually, because it was different to what people might necessarily have been expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I was probably expecting something quite alien-y in 5, and it had the feel, but at the same time it wasn't. And
no, I feel like we just played Event Horizon.
A little bit,
and that film terrifies me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when that door started opening, I started getting the old
spinning metal discs.
I don't know why I volunteered to come and play these scary games. I'm absolutely like an absolute wuss when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and as has been quite rightly pointed out on Twitch, Garblag Games ran over 4 episodes, so running over by 40 minutes is the bad.
Oh, sorry.
But that's fantastic. So that's those Dark Places coming out November 26th.
November 26th.
Osprey Games.
Yeah. Available for pre-order now.
Yeah, there you go. So we will stick a link for that when it goes on YouTube in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
There's an element of Killjoys in there as well. That's a good point. So thanks very much, Jonathan, for coming and babysitting us as we tested out our ridiculous accents. I mean, I don't know what the hell that accent that Nye was doing was.
I'm trying to figure out where Tim's from still.
Oh yeah.
I think with Tim, we ended up in South Africa in the end.
Maybe. I mean, I'm basically the Russell Crowe of the Celtic accents. So you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he butchered it. He was all over the place in Robin Hood, and I was all over the place in this.
Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you everybody over on Twitch for coming and sitting through us running around with Space Ghosts. We're back on Tuesday with the character creation episode 0 of Besson from Free League Games.
Nice.
And then Thursday we've got Dragons on an Ashen Breeze again. Big air on time.
It is time.
So thank you very much, one and all. We will see you in a couple of days.
Thank you for coming.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.